Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back to the Bincast. I am your host, Isaiah, with my two co hosts, MG Nas and B Christian. How are you boys doing today?
I'm doing good, Isaiah. I just heard the best rap song in history by Lil Wayne called Green and Yellow.
Green and yellow? That's
Yeah,
hopefully you don't play that because I'm not
it's
trying to get
good.
we're not trying to get copyrighted. MG,
I
how's
won't,
your
I
day
won't, I
been?
won't, I won't.
How's your day been?
I've been good, man. We got a lot to talk about this episode, and yeah, I'm excited to get into it. Should be a fun episode today.
It is going to be a fun episode today, and we're going to start off with the biggest news in the NBA. James Harden going to the Knicks. MG, it was a four-team trade between the
14
Pacers,
deal.
Cavaliers, Nets, and Rockets. MG, if you
Mm-hmm.
could read the trades off, that'd be appreciated.
All right, so our first deal, obviously the biggest one, James Harden is going to the Brooklyn Nets to form a big three with all stars and superstars Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. That's no surprise there. But the Rockets, they're gonna get in total of 8 first round picks. Man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So the Rockets, they're gonna get Brooklyn's 2022 first round pick,
Yep.
2024 first round pick, and the Brooklyn's 2026 first round pick. Houston will also get former star guard Victor Oladipo. They'll get Milwaukee's 2022 first round pick. They'll also get 4 pick swaps, which is 2021, 2023, 2025, and 2027. So basically, the Houston Rockets have first round picks all the way up until 2028. Karis
Crazy.
LeVert, the sixth man this year for the Brooklyn Nets, he'll be heading to the Indiana Pacers. The Rockets will also get Cleveland Cavaliers guard Dante Exum. They'll also get Rodonis Caruso, who is a forward for the Brooklyn Nets, and then the Cleveland Cavaliers get center Jarrett Allen, and yeah, that was a lot, but I think the biggest takeaway from this trade, man, is Karis LeVert going to the Pacers. I think that's the most underrated part of this deal. He was a big six
Oh
man
yeah.
for Brooklyn, so that was a really big loss for Brooklyn. I know they got James Harden. James Harden, he's a superstar player, but the biggest part to this trade to me is James Harden and then Karis LeVert going to Indiana.
hmm
And
Yeah.
go ahead.
I agree. Like when I saw this trade, like the first thing I saw was James Harden, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I waited, and when I saw this, I was like, J- "The Nets are stupid. They gave up their whole future.
Mm-hmm.
They gave up like some amazing, like some players that are good. They're fucked
Mm-hmm.
on their bench now. Like the Nets are
Yep.
screwed.
Yeah,
And
they
yeah,
are.
and I wanted to speak about that. Yeah, but the Nets, they have the big three, no bench at all.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think one of them is gonna have to come off the bench, or do you think they're gonna have to start? I think no. I think they're gonna start. But do you think, in a possibility, do you think it would without no bench, they would need a leader off that bench? Do you think one of them would take that bench leadership?
I
I
don't
don't see
think.
it. I don't see
I
it
don't
with
think
them.
so. Yeah, the egos are too big there in Brooklyn, man.
Yeah.
Just Kyrie, his ego is big. James Harden has the ego, and
If
Katie is the best player on the team.
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen, man.
So
I mean, if one of them were take the hit and just go come off the bench, that'd be big though.
yeah,
Imagine someone willing to come off the bench, a superstar player, but I don't think that would happen. I don't think that would.
yeah, and
I agree.
again with this, they're having no bench. So what virtually happened is you got the biggest snake in basketball. You got the biggest flat earther believer and the biggest fat ass to
Oh
come out
my
of this season
gosh.
Hmm.
to join a super team. This isn't no super team.
Yep.
This is no super team.
It ain't.
I
This is just
it's gonna be a great starting five, but I think when
hmm
it comes down to the playoffs, I think Brooklyn still makes it to the conference finals, but I don't think they make it
hmm
past say a 76ers if they go to
hmm
the conference finals, a
Yep.
Milwaukee Bucks,
Mm-hmm.
Boston Celtics team who is leading the East right now. You got to remember that
Yeah,
they're not really under the radar,
Hmm.
but no one's really talking about them. And I
no one
feel
is.
and especially for reasons because when they do good, they don't show up in the playoffs. And we'll have to see
Right.
for Boston. We'll have to see for Boston.
Yeah, like go ahead, go ahead.
I'm not as a Laker fan myself. I'm not scared. If we were to face this team in the finals, Lakers in four. No biasness, no nothing. We have the best team in the league, the best bench, the best starting, not the best
Hmm.
starting five, but we have
I'll go.
such a great team. Lakers in five. I mean Lakers in
Hmm.
four.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Lakers in four. We sweep this
well,
team.
I
I,
I agree 100%. The Nets. I made this hot take as soon as this trade happened. I commented on a YouTuber's video, and I said the Nets are getting eliminated in the second round, and they're gonna get eliminated by my 76ers. And I pointed out reasons that not only do they have a bench, they have no defense. They have the worst defense in the NBA. So I think the Sixers beat them in 6 games in the second round of the playoffs, and the Sixers will face the Bucks in the conference finals.
and get their ass kicked, but different story for a
No.
different day. But but yeah, I agree with you there. That team has no defense, and if they're playing a team like Milwaukee, the 76ers, Boston, heck, even Atlanta, they're going to get exposed because defense means a
Hmm.
lot in this league. Look at last year. The Bucks, they were ranked high in defense, which we should not have been. And we got our ass exposed by Miami because our perimeter,
Perimeter.
our perimeter.
You had it right. You had it right. Continue.
Yeah, like our three defense is like not good. Like that's why
Hmm.
when I saw we added Drew Holiday, I was hyped. But I do
Hmm.
not see any defense with this team.
And I want to speak about the other teams involved in this trade. The Cleveland Cavaliers, who are
Oh,
ranked
Hmm.
seventh in the Eastern Conference with a 7-6 record, they just got
Yep.
better. And not only that, they have trade value with all these big men that they have.
Yes, they do.
They
They
could
they
do.
do.
they can make a run after a big player, and they can make
Hmm.
a deep playoff run. And not only can they do that, what about the Pacers? The Pacers again, who MG pointed out, just got better.
Hmm.
Just got way
Yep.
better. Even though they lost Victor Oladipo, I still think they got better.
They
Victor
got.
Oladipo is an injury-prone
Hmm.
player, but when he's on the
Hmm.
court, he's a great player. They're 8-4 right now without Turner and without Oladipo
Hmm.
playing much. With the addition of those two players, they could stay at that top four right
Mm,
there.
I
I
agree. I like the addition of Karis LeVert.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's an upgrade from Oladipo in my
yeah.
opinion. But you bring up the Cavaliers' trade value. They have three big men. They have Andre Drummond, Jared Allen, and JaVale McGee. I expect them to go after a player like Bradley Beal in
Mm-hmm.
trades this year. Because the Wizards, they really need a center. They lost their starting center, Thomas Bryant, for the out. He's out for the year. So I expect them to go after a guy like Bradley Beal or go for a guy like Zach LaVine in trade talks. I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers are done trading this season.
And
I agree.
if they want say Bradley Beal, I think they're gonna have to
Hmm.
give up Drummond, which I don't think they should. I think they should package Love and McGee
Hmm.
with a couple of picks to get Beal because look at Love and McGee are still two great players. McGee just came off of a good season, winning a title with my Lakers. I've seen him play the whole
Hmm.
Hmm.
season. You trade him, say, with a Love or another player, and you get Beal.
Hmm.
That team is a title contender.
Potentially, yeah, because you
Potentially,
still got Colin Sexton in there,
yeah.
who's having a really underrated season that no one's talking about. You'll
Hmm.
have Bradley Beal there, and then you'll have Andre Drummond there, who I believe is leading the league in rebounds this year. So
I believe
I
so
don't think they
too.
should trade Drummond either. I think they should trade McGee or they should trade Jared Allen. I don't think they should trade away Andre Drummond, and no one's really gonna take Andre Drummond's contract anyways. I think that McGee or Jared Allen contract wise will have more trade appeal to teams like the Wizards.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
I I agree totally
it's gonna be
with you both.
it's gonna be crazy in the East. The West looking like the
Hmm.
West. Lakers at 1 right now. My Lakers, 11-3. You got
Hmm.
the Flippers at 9-4, and then you got the Utah Jazz, One of our good friends, JB, predicted that they were going to be better than the Denver Nuggets. So far, they are. The Denver Nuggets are 6-6. The Jazz are 8-4.
I want to say this about the Jazz. Credit to you guys. Like, back when you played us a couple weeks ago, I had us winning. I had us winning by 10. Like, I did not trust your team.
Did you also have you guys winning by
But
10 to the Knicks?
Shut up, Isaiah.
That's tough.
Did you also have you beating the Flippers?
The Flippers?
But anyways, like, the Jazz came out and surprised me. Donovan Mitchell had a good game. Rudy Gobert had a decent game. Like, they came out and played, and they outperformed us. And, like, the Jazz, I think they can make a deep playoff push this year.
Potentially. I mean, Donovan Mitchell's a great player for them. Rudy Gobert, as long as he doesn't get the league shut down again, he's a top 10 center in the NBA. They got Mike Conley, who's a very good veteran point guard. They got the old grandpa himself, ISO Joe Ingles. And then they got Bogdanovich, who's coming off of an injury this year for them. So they have a really good team in Utah. And I agree with B. Christensen there. They can make a really deep run in this year's NBA playoffs. So let's see, man, because I think the Jazz are a better team than the Nuggets, and I agree with that statement.
Oh, yeah.
So
I think the Jazz will be the one team to give the Lakers a run for their money in the West.
No, good sir.
Nah, I think it's still the Clippers.
No, it's.
I think it'll be Clippers and Jazz.
No,
I think it will be one of them.
How would? Okay,
I think the Suns.
I don't want to get into this because I just dropped my soda. But no. There's no way that the Utah Jazz are gonna be a threat to the Los Angeles Lakers. If anybody's a threat, it's literally our next door locker room neighbor, the Flippers. No one else has, in my opinion, will give us a bigger run for our money than the Clippers. No one.
Yeah.
There's nobody. Not even from the East. No one can compete with us.
And the East is a different story.
I think Milwaukee, I think the Sixers and Boston can give you problems, but I don't think none of us can beat you
in a game of 7.
I think
in a series game.
I think we can take you. I think talking personally from the Sixers, I think we take y'all to 6 games.
Talking personally,
the Bucks could take y'all to 7.
I think Milwaukee could take you to 6 or 7. I think the Bucks could win in 6 or 7. I think the Lakers could win in 5, 6, or 7.
Well,
like, no matter, we'll see, because we have a good game coming up on Thursday.
I was gonna say, well, speaking about possibly finals matchups, we got the Lakers playing the Bucks on Thursday, the 21st of January.
Yes, sir.
Because I'm gonna tell you this straight away. The Lakers are gonna.
You're gonna lose.
We're gonna beat the shit out of you, and not only that, we're gonna. The Warriors. We play the Warriors Monday. We're gonna let them come to Staples Centers, clap their fucking cheeks, go to Wisconsin with your dirty ass cheese and your dirty ass fucking food. We're gonna go over there. Giannis, the 2-time MVP, is gonna be dismantled, destroyed. That whole Bucks team is gonna get destroyed by the GOAT of our generation, LeBron James. He's not the GOAT of of all.
I said no.
He's the GOAT of our generation. He's gonna sweep the floor with you. And you were saying this before we started this, that Drew Holiday is gonna guard LeBron James.
Drew Holiday or Chris Middleton will be the one guarding LeBron.
You really think those guys are gonna be able to guard LeBron James?
I think Drew Holiday can. I've been watching him recently and keeping a close eye on his defense. He's been playing good defense for us, shutting down people. Like when he was on Tatum did not have good. Tatum's game-winning shot against Milwaukee was against Giannis, not Holiday.
But like that's a different player though. You're talking about.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying LeBron's not. I'm not saying Holiday's going to totally shut him down. I think Holiday could slow him down enough compared to when we played you last year when we had Matthews on.
And you also.
I'm saying I would not be like, oh, LeBron's going to do this, LeBron's going to do that. No, I don't think so.
And you say, excuse me, that he's going to be able to stop him, right? Who's gonna stop Dennis Schroeder?
Middleton probably.
Who's gonna stop Montrezl Harrell?
Brooke Lopez, yeah.
Who's gonna
Brooke Lopez
Who's
is
gonna
a
stop
good
AD?
defender. Giannis.
Giannis.
Who's gonna stop Talon Horton Tucker? Who's gonna stop Kyle Kuzma? Who's gonna stop
Kyle
Alex?
Kuzma,
Oh,
hey,
actually, hold
Kyle
up.
Kuzma.
I'm
It
sorry.
depends. It
I'm
depends on which Kyle Kuzma we get.
Yeah.
Let me put that out there. Depends on which if we get the good Kyle Kuzma, who's gonna guard him? Who's gonna guard
Dante
Who's gonna
DiVincenzo.
guard the White Mamba, the greatest
Alright.
player to ever live?
Okay,
on
Alex
God's
Caruso.
Oh my
earth.
God.
Alright, we won't go that
So,
far.
Okay, don't go that far. That's guy. All right, I have a question for you. Who's going to stop the two-time MVP?
LeBron James, AD.
Who's going to
Oh, that's a
stop
matchup for you.
Red Hot Milton? Who's playing his ass off, having one of his best seasons?
Having one of his best seasons. Okay, look at.
Who's going to stop it? Answer me that question.
Wait, who? Giannis? Giannis?
No,
AD?
Middleton.
Middleton?
No, Middleton.
Middleton.
AD. Dude, we have one
So
of
you're
we have
saying AD is
we
gonna
have
stop
we
everyone
have one
now.
of the best defensive teams in the league. I don't know what you're thinking. We have
I'm
one
not
of the
gonna
best
deny that.
defensive teams. So what makes you think you're gonna be able to put up these guys against AD and LeBron? I'm not saying we're gonna fucking beat you 117-100. You're not gonna be the Rockets, okay? You're not gonna be the Pelicans. You're not gonna be the Thunder. You're not gonna be the Rockets again. You're not gonna be
But y'all
the
also
Grizzlies.
lost two teams. I'm giving the Spurs credit. They're. I think they'll be a playoff team. But you lost to a team walking the San Antonio Spurs, and you had a 3-point game with them. It's possible. Your defense is not going to be like you're saying. There's going to be flaw in it, in my opinion. There's going to be flaw, and
I'm telling you this right now.
The flaws.
Giannis is gonna get 25 points, and he's gonna get the full swept with him. He's gonna get 25 points, and that's gonna be your highest score.
I'm fine with that. If Giannis has 25 points, you can just toss the rock to. Our team is better than what it was last year. DiVincenzo is taking a step up. Holiday is better than Eric Bledsoe.
Wait, you think your team got better, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your team got better? What the fuck do you think our team did?
Yeah, your team did get better
Our
too.
team got way better than what your team had ever been. My team, the Los Angeles Lakers, got absolutely.
You got Wesley Matthews.
Defensive. Oh, Wesley Matthews. Ooh, he's our fucking third rotation guy. Who else did we get, B. Christian? Besides Wesley Matthews, because that's all you talk about when it comes to us getting.
Dennis Schroeder,
It's fun mentioning
Marcus Paul, former Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Schroeder, former Sixth Man of the Year candidate.
Oh,
yeah, like we both improved, and I think it's going to be a good matchup.
And then Sixth Man of the Year, we got I'm sorry, Montrezl Harrell. We got Montrezl Harrell, Sixth Man of the Year last year. And you know who was? I think MJ already said it. You know who was runner up to him? Dennis Schroeder.
Who?
Dennis motherfucking the Menace.
You're also, but you're not giving the two-time MVP and Defensive Player of the Year credit.
Oh, but he was. But let's be real. AD was robbed the Defensive Player of the Year last year.
I want to say this. AD, I think it should have been AD. I agree with you there. I thought it was going to be AD. But Giannis also did prove a case why he did. I'm not saying AD or Giannis like comparing. They both are good defenders, but it's going to be an interesting matchup between AD and Giannis. I'm looking forward to that matchup.
Okay, and also this.
That's going to be the matchup of the day.
You can also say Giannis is the 2-time MVP, while AD can say he's a world champion. Well,
we'll see this year when I get to say Giannis is the world champion.
B. Christensen, do you honestly believe your Bucks could win in an Eastern Conference like it is year? It's not how it was in years past.
Yes, I do. I actually do. I do think that. Because the team I'm worried about the most is the Cleveland Cavaliers with their front court. That's the team I'm worried about.
Wait. Did I really hear that out of your mouth? So you're basically just spitting in the faces of the Sixers, the Pacers, the Celtics. You're spitting in their face and saying you ain't shit. This team, the Cavaliers, who still hasn't gotten that superstar that they need, I'm gonna say they're better than all of you. That's what you're basically saying with that statement right there.
Yes. I'm not. Yeah, I'm just saying. Before I wasn't able to finish, but like, Cavs are a deadly team. the Sixers are a deadly team. The Celtics, like these, there's some good teams I'm worried about, but I think we could easily win in this division. I do. I'm not like if
Easily.
I would I be
There's
surprised?
I
Would I be
disagree.
surprised if we don't? No, I would not be surprised if we get knocked out by the Sixers, Celtics, the Pacers, the Cavs. But I don't. But
Mhm.
I see this team taking the step that they needed. They took that step, and I see they're going to complete that step this year.
how do you go from easily beating any team to saying, oh, anybody could beat us? Your
I
logic right
said we
now,
could.
your
We
logic right now isn't making any
by
sense.
what I'm saying, we could easily listen before I interrupt. What I'm saying is we could easily win the East, like if we want to. It depends on how this team plays. It was the same last year. It's the same this year. We're gonna have some challenges down the road against teams like the Sixers.
Then why are you gonna bring up a team that hasn't even got their superstar yet? Why are you gonna bring up the Cavaliers?
Mhm.
I get the Cavaliers are good, but why are you gonna bring up the Cavaliers first out of all of these teams? Why? That doesn't make sense. They don't even have a superstar yet. I get that they're gonna be a good team. They could be.
They are.
But why are you gonna bring them up before the Pacers, the Sixers, the 70? I already said the Sixers. And the
You did.
Celtics.
You did. You did.
Why?
I
All right.
I just have a feeling this Celtics, not Celtics, fuck, this Cavs team. I do. I seen this
All
front court. It looks deadly.
All right.
What, MG?
Here's what I'll say about this. Um, B. Christensen. So one thing, you disrespected the Eastern Conference so many times in the last 5 minutes. You probably disrespected the Eastern Conference more than Giannis hit free throws this year.
That's
But
tough.
you know we won't get
That's
into that.
tough. That is tough.
You say how you just brought up the Cavs and just forgot that the Sixers, Celtics, Pacers, and the Heat were even in existence. You also
Well,
brought up how you would easily you also brought up how you'd easily be able to win this conference if you wanted to. When you forget, you weren't even easily able to beat the Knicks, who are the 11th team in the Eastern Conference.
but
And you bring up how
Mhm.
you bring up how the Lakers match up and that who's going to stop the two-time MVP when Anthony Davis was my defensive player of the year last year,
Mhm.
and you just don't seem to respect the defense of the Lakers. You just don't seem to be giving respect to other teams right now. Then like I said, you bring up how you can easily beat the Sixers and Celtics in the conference this year, and how you feel like you can easily beat the conference. How can you feel like you can easily beat the conference when Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown especially is having a career year with Boston. Joel Embiid's the MVP of the league this year, and you
Oh,
bring up Miami, who's the former reigning defending Eastern Conference champions. The Indiana Pacers, who's Domantas Sabonis is having a fucking MVP year. How can you just say you easily beat those teams and bring up the Cavaliers versus over those teams? I just don't understand that.
Oh, and
all right.
don't forget, you also spit in the face of the Nets too with their big.
Oh
three.
yeah, we forgot the Nets just had a big three. Like that's basically what you just did
But
in the last
have you
5 minutes.
seen the Nets bench? Have you seen
Yeah, I
what
agree,
they
but they
have?
still have
All they have is
superstars.
those
It's not
three,
going to be
and
easy.
if you can,
You
and
think
that three's going to be dealing with
so?
drama
You
and
think
shit.
it's going
I'm
to be
not worried
easy to
about the
beat them?
Nets.
Okay, all right, it's fine.
I'm not worried
You
about
can
them.
think
They're
you're
not the team I'm worried about.
you can think you're not worried about them, but they still have three superstars. At the end of the day, they can have no bench, they can have no defense, but one thing they do have is superstars who will give you problems. And you think you can easily beat them? You think you can easily beat them? You seen
Yes,
James Harden
I think we
last
could.
year? Oh, James
Yes,
Harden the last 4 years averaged 30 plus a game and it was in MVP conversations every single year. Kevin
yeah,
Durant literally averaged 30 points on a team with Klay Thompson and Steph Curry on it. Literally, Kyrie Irving hit the game winner and a 3-1 comeback in the 2016 NBA Finals. And you think you can easily beat that team? How are you just going to spit in the face of the Brooklyn Nets? I understand they have no bench, but the fact that you're disrespecting them right now is just flat out blasphemous. That is blasphemous.
all right,
How you just disrespect three superstars, two of them with NBA Finals experience, more Finals experience than Giannis will probably ever get in his Bucks career.
all right. Let me start off with this first thing. You mentioned the Boston Celtics, okay?
Yes.
And you're right. Jaylen Brown is having a career game. I'm looking back at like the Bucks game. Jaylen Brown had around um he had 33 points leading this team.
Mm-hmm.
That was his first game. He outscored Jason Tatum, Tristan Thompson, all these other people. I'm not going to deny the fact that Jaylen Brown and the Celtics team's looking good, but that team lost
Yes.
by one shot. When Giannis missed, they choked that game. No, Giannis literally choked that game because
Yeah,
he
he choked
allowed.
that. All right, so
He
you
was
think
the
a
one.
choker like that's gonna be able to easily beat team?
He was the one who literally allowed Tatum to take that shot. It wasn't Holiday on him. I guarantee you, if Holiday was on that, that shot would have been way harder for Tatum. I'm not going to say he missed it because we had no idea. We have no idea. And then Giannis choked the free throw to send us into OT. That's what I want to say about that.
So
then you mentioned I'm trying to do all the teams. So then you mentioned the Indiana Pacers. Yes, I think underrated. Their trade was underrated because they got Chris Levert. Chris Levert's good. I'm not going to deny that. He's good. And I like this Pacers team. I do. But they having a huge key piece out right now?
Yes, Miles Turner. But we're talking. But we're also talking about Domantas Sabonis, who's having an MVP type season this year.
And you also got to realize they just got two key pieces to their team with trading Victor Oladipo.
They got one key piece. They only got one player,
and the other guy's kind of a scrub. But like they
wait, they got another guy.
They
got the Pacers got good too,
but he's a nobody.
Yeah. The Pacers, they got better too. Don't get me wrong, but I like this Pacers team. I love Brogdon and them. I still miss him. So this team's good. I think this team could make it farther than what people think.
Okay. So now explain spitting in the face of the Sixers and Nets.
The Sixers. What I saw from the Sixers in this one game. Right now, the Sixers and the Bucks had the same record, 9-4. Y'all at one point were the only undefeated team. Okay?
Okay.
I'm not gonna deny the fact that Embiid's having a career is like best year MVP type season. Y'all could beat us in a series. I'm not gonna deny that. But the reason why I think you guys before this Cavs team, when Joel Embiid was out, y'all shit the bed. Y'all got lost 118-94. So if you guys cannot even win with your best player in, what happens when he gets shut down? If he gets shut down, let's say Giannis and Embiid, they have good matchups. Every game it's either one shuts down the other or the other is flip flop. What happens in game 7? Let's say is when Embiid gets shut down and y'all lose. That's what's gonna happen. That's what I want to say about the 76ers. Real quick. Go ahead.
Before you go to the Nets, I want to answer that question. You bring up how when Embiid gets shut down, right? Well, you also forget about Tobias Harris having one of the best years of his life and Seth Curry having one of the best years of his life. And I like how you just bring up one game. When you bring up all these teams like the Celtics, you just only bring up that one game. Oh, they only beat the Bucks by one.
Well,
but you don't
I wasn't done with the 76ers either.
Well, yeah, but because I just want to bring up the Cavs game too. And I think I know what point you're about to get to, how we were the only undefeated team, and now we're 9-4. The only reason why we lost the Denver Nuggets and Atlanta Hawks game is because we had to play with 7 players and 9 players, and we shouldn't have been playing with COVID. And the Cavaliers game, I'll give it to you. That was a horrible game, and we shouldn't have lost that game. But do you think at this point in this season that Joel Embiid is going to be able to be stopped? Because you're going to have Brook Lopez on Joel Embiid or Giannis on Joel Embiid. And usually when Joel Embiid goes against either of them, he has a great game. Or like you said, Giannis has a great game.
Like I said,
at this point that Giannis will be able to shut down Joel Embiid after he's just having this MVP season.
All right.
And before that, do you also think that you guys are going to be able to play great perimeter defense on Seth Curry this year? Because Seth Curry has been balling his ass off this year. He dropped 28 points on Bradley Beal. He had actually all his good games are when Bradley Beal's defending him, and he's had great games against teams. I know Orlando, they're not that great, but he had a great game against Orlando. You think that you're going to be able to stop these other guys outside of Joel Embiid and our great shooters this year?
Mhm.
And before you go, B Christian, and I love
Oh
how
my
you keep
gosh.
up bringing up one game that you've seen.
And
So basically, what you're
Mhm.
saying is, I'm gonna say this too because I only seen one game against the Celtics. Giannis doesn't have the clutch genes. Giannis isn't clutch because he missed clutch free throws. He ain't clutch because of one game. Is what you're telling me right now. One game
and
defines a whole team. Is what you're telling me.
I'm also bringing up one game because I have so many other teams to talk about too.
Mhm.
Like if I like we have so much to talk about today. I don't want to like hog up all the time, like a lot of the
We
time
have
here.
it's a podcast for a reason. We have so much
I
time to
know,
talk about. So now tell us what
but
about the Nets? What about the Nets?
well, I want to answer MG's point. He was saying
Mm-hmm.
about Giannis and Embiid because I like talking about this. This is a fun topic for me and MG. I think in a series, in a 7-game
Mhm.
series, I think Giannis and Embiid will both get shut down. I think that will happen. If it's like 1 or 2 games, I think maybe one will happen, or like they both will be defense. Like if we play in the playoffs, Giannis and Embiid will both get shut down, in my opinion, and it's gonna come down to like the Ben Simmons, the Chris Middleton, the Drew Holidays, the Steph Currys, like these other players step up.
Mhm.
And what I'm seeing from the Bucks right now compared to the like 76ers, like you're don't get me wrong, you guys are good at shooting threes, but we are also
Mhm.
good at shooting threes too. I think it would be a good game, and I think that from what I'm seeing with the Bucks threes, I have no idea I have no idea about your three like defense, but what I'm seeing from the
Mhm.
Bucks defense is that the perimeter defense is doing better
Mhm.
than what it has been as of
Well,
last year and early in
our
the
perimeter
season.
defense is good because Ben Simmons is good at perimeter
hmm
defense.
Now, who would you have Simmons on Middleton, right?
I'd probably have Simmons on Middleton, yeah, and then I'll have Seth Curry. I'll Seth Curry on Drew Holiday.
I'll probably
Or
yeah,
Tobias
I'll probably
Harris on
do
Drew
that.
Holiday.
I'll probably have Drew Holiday on here, Dante DiVincenzo on Steph Curry, and Chris Middleton on
You have Chris
um.
Middleton on Ben Simmons.
Yep.
You probably would have like Drew Holiday on maybe like Tobias Harris.
Yeah, I think so too. Because Giannis and Embiid will probably be guarding each other.
Yeah,
It's always been like that for all of our matchups.
and then yeah, Lopez will probably be switching from guarding Giannis from Embiid, and Tobias Harris probably
Yeah.
switching from this.
Or Lopez, what we do in our defense, we always have someone down in the paint, and that's
Hmm.
usually Lopez.
Yeah,
So
he just
Lopez
like
will probably
chills
be
in the
there.
paint, kinda.
Yeah, just and if and to be honest, that's how we shut down Embiid in the past. We have Lopez and
Hmm.
Giannis on him,
Hmm.
and if let's say Holiday shut down Tobias Harris, you're gonna
Hmm.
have to rely on Seth Curry
Hmm.
because that's the thing.
Did we Christian cut out? Did we lose him?
That sorry about that, I'm back.
All right,
But
go
do you
ahead.
fully trust Seth Curry to
Well, in
have
the
like a
playoffs, we'll have to
40-point
wait
game,
and
like the
see.
top game? Yeah, we will have no idea till the playoffs. But like,
Right.
would you trust Seth Curry
I mean, right? I mean, if
as of
I'm going
now?
off of the regular
What?
season and how he's been performing, I guess. But like the playoffs are different than the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
I trust Seth Curry to hit some good shots. So I mean, he has been in the
Yeah,
playoffs before with the Dallas Mavericks last year and the
yeah,
Portland Trailblazers the year that Damian Lillard hit the shot over Paul George. So he has really good
that
playoff
was one of the best
experience.
shots.
I
Mm.
expect him to probably average like 15 points if we play you guys in the series.
Yeah, and I want to say this. I think Simmons was shut down. Will hold Middleton to 15 or under. But
Hmm.
Tobias Harris, how is he good? Is he like good at threes? Like no,
Yeah,
not threes.
Tobias
Like
Harris is a
field
kind of
goals.
a volume shooter.
Like
He if he gets hot from three, he's a sniper from three. But
mm,
Tobias Harris's strengths is when he lowers his shoulder, drives to the rim, and he shoots good mid range shots.
yeah, like that's how they is too.
Hmm.
Like that Tobias Harris and Holiday offense scheme remind me a lot because I was looking today. I was doing a video for Drew Holiday about Drew Holiday that I'm going to be posting the same day as this episode, and I realized Holiday when he shoots three and he hits them, he's hot. But what he's mainly good at is the mid rim, like the mid range jumpers and the deep twos. That's what he's good at shooting. And that's what I wanted this team to get. Because before you only had Giannis, Middleton. Bledsoe, he always went to the rim and he would miss a lot. You had Wesley Matthews, who could not hit a three and stressed me all of last year. Like, this Holiday pickup, I was happy. Because I knew he's good at the field goals. And, like, I'm not saying Drew Holiday is going to be the reason why we win. No, if we win, it's going to be because of the whole team. And with DiVincenzo's also taking a step up because, like, when in the second or third game, he went perfect, 3 for 3 from threes, had 2 for 2s before halftime. Like when DiVincenzo's hot, he's hot. Like this team, when we're clicking, like we're hard to stop. And I've seen it. Like, look at when the Bucks set the 3-point record and get the Heat. We blew out the Heat by almost 50 points.
Well, the
Miami Heat.
The Heat aren't the same Heat team from the playoffs.
Last year, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but they're still a good team. Like, they still have Tyler Hero.
They're not record-wise. They're not a good team.
Record-wise,
yeah. Record-wise, no. But talent-wise, they're there. They're there. I've seen it. Like, I had to play in 2 days. I
didn't know talent-wise got you to 4-6, and
Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo
was out.
Barely played this year. Yeah,
they haven't played this year.
But Bam did. Well, Bam did play against the Bucks. I want to get that clear.
Bucks, yeah, but Jimmy Butler hasn't been playing that much this year.
I'm saying that game would have been closer, Butler, but I think we still would have won. Like we were hot that game. We were hitting our threes. Like when we're hot with our threes, it's hard to stop us. Like the Sixers.
Well, just like the Lakers too. When the Lakers start hitting their threes, we are basically the most unstoppable team ever.
Yeah.
What you're basically saying is, if we hit our shots, everybody just has to hit their shots. Be Christian. What I'm hearing from you is what everybody wants to hear. You just want to hear your players hit shots. That's all they're doing. And I understand your players are doing good. What's his name? Middleton had 25 points today. And the thing is, I want to go back to the Lakers. But
yeah, go ahead.
You bring up the fact that he's going to be able to guard AD. Oh my bad, LeBron James. James, 36. I mean 36, right? If I'm not 35, 36. He's old.
Yeah.
And he's still at the level that he is. There's no way a Chris Middleton is going to be able to stop him. And then look at this. You got AD also, a great defensive player who can defend the paint like nobody else. And then you also got a sixth man who could come off the bench, and Trez, who has a great, basically in my opinion, the second best duo in our team with Dennis Schroeder and Trez. Them two together, when they're both on the court, it's unstoppable. Besides AD and LeBron, that's a different breed. But when these guys are on the floor, there's no stopping them unless we start going cold. But we have so much key players on our team. We're not losing a game till probably next month.
Honestly, I think you're wrong.
And you also got to fight the time. Like you said, you also disrespected the Knicks. The Nets, the Brooklyn Nets, who you got to play Monday.
That's the second time you said Knicks.
Who you play Monday.
All right. I want to say this about the Lakers. You mentioned your duo. Like, I'm not going to deny the fact that both AD, LeBron, and then Schroeder and who was the other person?
Harrell.
They're good defenders. They're a good defensive duo. I get that. But like I was saying with MG, if you shut down Giannis, I'm not as worried because like this year I've been noticing more and more of our threes hitting when we kick out to Middleton, Lopez, Holiday, DiVincenzo, heck, even Augustine from the bench. Even Portis has been playing better than what MG thought.
Mm-hmm.
Even Brian Forbes, Giannis really likes this 4 kids. Like I think this
Mhm.
team is progress. Do I think we could lose to the Lakers this week? Yes. It's a game. Anything's possible. But I believe we
Mm-hmm.
will win.
But okay, so you're saying now you could just rely on other people on
Hmm
without
Yeah.
Giannis. You don't
I
think
feel more confident than did
you
that.
don't think we could do that? You don't think
Yeah, I'm
we
not.
could do that? We have
I think
the
you could
best
too.
rotation, the best bench in basketball. So you
Yeah.
really think, oh, without Giannis, you're gonna do something? No, because we're gonna have better players coming in. I'm not saying better than Giannis. We're gonna have a better squad without Giannis there. We're gonna eat you alive. We will eat you alive. LeBron James and AD are both in there. I'm saying this right now. LeBron and AD are gonna combine for 60 plus points on Thursday.
I don't see that.
They're
I
gonna
don't see
combine
that
for
with
I
our
mean, I
60
could see
defense.
points.
that.
And
I don't think
and
so.
also this, Kyle Kuzma gonna have 4 turnovers, -5 points.
That's not even a thing. -5.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna be the first player ever.
He's gonna make it a
For the
thing.
first time in NBA history.
He's gonna do that. But besides
Yeah.
this, I honestly don't believe you guys are gonna beat us or the Nets. I'm sorry. Fucking a. Jesus. Fuck New York. Fuck
The
these.
Knicks, the Nets. I get. Nah,
That's
we
the
get what you're
third
saying.
time today you said that. That's
But,
the third time. I'm gonna keep count.
I like that because he's confident
said-
in his team. I like that you're confident in your team. So that way,
I am.
when his team loses, Isaiah, we're gonna come back to this episode and we're gonna replay it, and he's gonna have to listen to all the bad takes and all the how wrong he was. So I just can't wait.
Oh, if you want to talk about bad takes, I have so many.
Yeah, but yeah, I like
It's
the
bad.
confidence. But B. Christensen, before
Yeah.
we move to our next topic, the last thing I want to ask you was about how do you think the Bucks will be able to dominate the Brooklyn Nets? Because you did say that you're not scared of them.
The Brook. All right. So this Brooklyn Nets team, I'm not going to deny the 3-head monster they have over there.
Yes.
We've seen a two-headed monster in Houston last year. Not KD.
Harden
Westbrook and Harden, 2 former teammates. People were saying this team's going to be good with the reunited of KD and Harden, and then with Kyrie. The only time Kyrie actually did good with a superstar was LeBron, because Kyrie knew LeBron could have traded his ass any minute.
GM LeBron in the chat.
Yeah, he could have. Look at how Kyrie did with Tatum. They did not mix, because the year before Kyrie joined the Celtics, I believe, they went all the way to the conference
Eastern
championship.
Conference
Right?
Finals with Terry Rozier, Jason Tatum, and Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown.
Yeah. And when Kyrie joined, they got eliminated by the 2018 Bucks, who lost who choked a 2-0 lead to the Toronto Raptors.
And you still think Giannis is going to be able to go to the finals? You're fucking crazy.
And I want to say this. That was the best Bucks team we've seen in a while. I'm not sure about this team. I'm like, because it's still happening, season's still happening, people can improve this shit. But so far, that was the best Bucks team I've seen since the early 2000s. And
so you think
that team with Kyrie couldn't even do it.
But look at this.
I think it's Kyrie.
Okay,
I think Kyrie and James Harden are going to be the huge issue. Because look at how James and Westbrook acted. That did not work out. They're both out of Houston. And Kyrie is a diva. You have 2 divas on the team. And a snake. That does not mix for a good team performance. That does not.
Okay, I want to go back to one thing you said. Who in the flying fuck said that the Houston Rockets were gonna go to the finals last year and be my bad. Said that Westbrook and James Fat Ass Harden were gonna be a 2-headed monster. I don't know a single goddamn human.
Well, I mean, I knew they're going to be a good duo last year.
Yeah, but
that's what people were saying. They're going to be
but no one said they were a 2-headed monster. Nobody. No one even when be Christian. Look, you gotta word stuff better, dude. You gotta word stuff better because literally, and I don't know if you still fucking believe that the Sixers. I mean the Sixers. I'm sorry. Fucking A. Jesus, Isaiah. Speak English. If you think the Cavaliers are still gonna be better than all these teams, You didn't even compromise that. You said nothing about them. I want to know, why do you think they're gonna be better than every other team? Because they were the first team to come out of your fucking mouth that, I'm scared of them. Why?
Well, there was first team to come out of my mouth because I'm actually looking at their roster right now.
So you thinking, I'm gonna say the Cavaliers are the
Like,
biggest threat to the Bucks. So you really?
I said one of. I said one.
You said
some of the biggest threats.
You said one of the biggest threats. You said the biggest threat. I'm sorry. You said the biggest threat. How could you say that though? I'm still mind boggled by that.
It's that front court for me. That front court is going like people like Holiday would have a hard time guarding. Because the smallest person on that team is
LeBron, but he's gonna have a hard time guarding the Cavs front court.
Like,
he can guard LeBron James.
That was
B. Christian. 2021.
Holiday.
Shut up, B. Christian.
That
was going to be my next point. So you really think their front court is going to stop you guys, but LeBron James, AD is not going to be able to stop you guys? Get the fuck out of here. We're done with this conversation.
Joel Embiid and Seth Curry and Tobias Harris. Right. But the Cavs can do it. No. Isaiah, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden can't stop them, but the Cavaliers can do it. B. Christensen for president 2024.
All right, we're going to move on to another topic. We're
have to move on.
We're going to rip into this case later on. I want to speak about...
Wait, what?
I want to speak about MVPs. And a player that no one really believed in last year, who people call fragile. I've called him a glass.
Called him.
Joel Embiid having the best season of his pro career. And could he be MVP? MG, I want you to speak about this because as a Sixers fan, I know you know more than him. I don't know as much as Joel Embiid. And all I know is I hate Doc Rivers. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all you do is hate
I hate Doc Rivers.
Joel Embiid, the best center in the NBA, but we're not going to get into that debate. He's having a great year. He's averaging 25 points a game, 11.5 rebounds, 3 assists. He's shooting a career high, I believe, 53% field goal percentage, which is above 50%. So he's doing great. He's had 2 30-plus games this year, one for 46, one for 38. He's averaging 84.5% free throw percentage, which is, I believe, best of every center in basketball. Having a 39.5 3-point percentage, which is, I believe, among one of the best percentages of all centers in basketball. So when you look at it, he's having an MVP year. But I think what really people don't talk about when they talk about Joel Embiid is his passing ability has gotten so much better this year. He's getting guys like Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, Shake Milton open shots because his appeal, and now he's able to kick it out better. One of his issues last year, he didn't like passing out of the double team. He just wanted to drive, or take stupid shots and not pass out of the double team. Now he's really doing that this year. And I think what makes the MVP is a great teammate. And he's being a way better teammate and a way better passer than he was. Obviously, he's unstoppable in the paint this year. I don't think anyone in the NBA can guard him in the paint this year. The only person who maybe can guard him is Anthony Davis. That's the only person who has a chance.
It's Chris Middleton, unless he's playing the Cavs.
Oh, no. According to B. Christensen, is Drew Holiday.
Okay. No. We'll talk later.
But yeah, Embiid, he's having an MVP year, and I think he is the MVP of the league right now. And when you look at it, man, when Joel Embiid does good, and B. Christensen brought this up earlier, when we had our first loss was when Joel Embiid was not on the court. So the difference between having him on the court and not having him on the court is big. The Sixers are 9-2 with Joel Embiid playing. We're 0-2 when he is not playing. So that just speaks his value to the team. Like I said, he's the best center in the NBA so far this year. He's hitting clutch shots, by the way, which something he never did. His not last game, but the game before that, he hit a clutch shot to send the game to overtime, and he won the game in overtime. He scored 46 points that game, so he's being clutch this year. He's getting rebounds as he should. He's dunking all over people, dominating like he should. He's shooting a 3-point better, and he's shooting free throws, unlike Giannis.
That's tough.
So,
You're not wrong.
He's doing everything great this year, and it's just I think he deserves to be the MVP. Now, obviously, we're still a little early in the season, and who knows, that can change. But right now, he is the MVP, I believe.
Yeah, and I want to go on about Embiid. Embiid was a huge sleeper. I'm not sure if anyone had him as a sleeper MVP, but my MVP, I was wrong about. I said it was going to be Trae Young. I was thinking maybe Joel Embiid, but when I picked it, I was like, no, I don't see Embiid taking that step. And he has been proving me wrong this year. Joel Embiid is playing out of his mind basketball. I almost said football, but he's playing out of his mind. You're right. He did bring up a good point. He is shooting better than Giannis this year. Don't get me wrong, Giannis is taking a step up from last year, but Embiid taking that bigger step. And Embiid is acting like a true teammate with the passing and everything. I think Embiid will be the MVP at the end of the season. Embiid is. I think he took all that hate he got last year and showed it this year.
He took it.
Took it out.
It's all the pain and misery he's taking it out on the court from trust the process, right, MG?
And that's what you want, man. 6 years later, we living rent free in their heads. We gonna keep that in our heads, and we've taken that out on the basketball court. And if y'all don't know what that quote is, it's that basically 6 years, the Sixers started the process, and the NBA was against it, and they still hate the process. And the Sixers are always going to be in the heads of the NBA. And now we're proving it to the whole NBA on the court. So I just love the energy of the team this year, and the energy is being created by Joel Embiid. So it's great to see that Joel Embiid's having a great year.
I'm glad to see.
But Ben Simmons isn't. But that's besides the
point.
I'm glad to see.
I'm glad to see.
Glad to see the process is finally working after 3 GMs.
This is what we've been waiting for.
After all these coaches, after all these GMs, and dude, one thing I hate about ESPN, I don't give a fuck if Ben Simmons gets a jumper shot, because for some damn reason, whenever he gets a jumper shot and he makes it in, ESPN blows up my fucking phone. I'm not Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons. Oh, Ben Simmons hit a 3. Oh my god.
What the fuck is that voice?
Yeah, it's like the end of the world when Ben Simmons hits a 3. It's like, bro.
Bro. Like,
people
can't hit shots.
They don't do this when Steph Curry hits a 3. When Steph Curry hits a 3, it's like, oh, we expected that anyways.
Yeah, it's like to the people who can't shoot threes. Giannis, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, like Ben Simmons hits a 3, it's like, oh my god.
End of the world. Hey, maybe they'll be like that if Giannis can actually hit a game.
Maybe if Giannis can make clutch free throws.
Maybe they'll freak out like that.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had like phones like how we do today. And you know how they go crazy when he makes a 3. Imagine if Shaq. Yeah. Imagine if they did that when Shaq made a 3.
Yeah, he only made 1 3
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, my phone's blown.
Shaq. I like his personality, but man, his 3 was atrocious.
Yeah.
Shaq's 3. Yo, it's this video of him after he was retired in like his house, or I don't know if that was his house, but he was at like a basketball court. He was just draining 3s, yo.
Yeah, like why couldn't he have done this during his
career? Dog, if Shaq had a jump shot, he'd be the greatest player of all time.
Oh,
dude, he would be up there. Oh my.
No, he would be the greatest player of all time. There's no question.
Yeah, dog, Shaq with a jump shot is that's it for the NBA.
Well,
that's it. Pack it up. Lakers would have won every title in Shaq's career.
Yup.
Well, while we are saying goodbye to the NBA, I want to get into the NFL. The dance. The dance. We are in stage 2 of the dance. We got 2 good matches. I'm gonna start off with the AFC. We do got the Buffalo Bills. I want to start. Actually, no, my bad. I'm gonna start off with the afternoon. With the afternoon game.
The Cleveland.
We got the Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland 18 years. Or no, the Cleveland 19 years until making the playoffs to the Kansas City beat the Niners in the Super Bowl because the Niners choked. That's the matchup. Yo, before we get into this, I saw a meme. It was Progressive versus State Farm because
I know
Baker Mayfield, he has a commercial with Progressive, and Patrick Mahomes has a commercial with State Farm.
Yes.
So it's Progressive versus State Farm today.
So who do you have? Progressive or State Farm pulling out?
All right.
Flo versus Jake.
All right,
Who will win?
Who will win, B. Christian? You got to go first with this pick.
All right.
Gecko or Jake from State Farm?
Yeah.
I have been thinking hard. For reals. I've been thinking hard. This Browns run offense versus the Chiefs run defense. It's not the best. It's not the best. Y'all can agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
This Browns offense versus the Chiefs defense. The matchup I'm looking forward to the most. The Chiefs offense versus the Brown defense. I've been going back and forth all week long. But I am going the Cleveland Browns because what they did to Pittsburgh without Stefanski, imagine what they're going to do to it. I think they could pull up an upset against the Chiefs.
Listen, so you think Flo from Progressive with her price tool gun that looks like a freaking
she's going to shoot Jake from State Farm.
She's going to shoot Jake from State Farm and pull out the upset. The khakis may die. The khakis have to go.
Hey, they're not dead yet. They would not be dead yet.
Can I call you out, because you're a traitor? Because Aaron Rodgers is signed with State Farm, and you just traded on Team State Farm. Wow.
I'm sorry. I wasn't even thinking about that meme when I picked the Browns. I wasn't. I have the Cleveland Browns winning. And don't get me wrong. If the Bills aren't the one in the Super Bowl, I hope it's the Browns for the AFC. I'm going the Cleveland Browns here.
Wow, man. All right, so are you serious, or is this just like a joke because of the State
Farm? Oh, I'm serious. I'm going Cleveland.
All right, well, I guess I'll go next. And B. Kirsten, I was the same way as you. I was thinking about this game all week. I'm like, dude, Cleveland's defense showed up last week, 4 interceptions versus Big Ben. But it is Patrick Mahomes. But this Cleveland offense is playing so good. But I have the Kansas City Chiefs. But I don't have them winning in a blowout. I have them winning 34-30. I have them winning by only 4 points.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland keeps this one closer than expected, and Juju can go do his Corvette dance on the Chiefs logo. Maybe, who knows?
Hey, I just want to say this before Isaiah goes. If the Chiefs lose, you can blame Chase Claypool. He said the Browns are going to get blown out.
Yep.
Okay, we could talk about that salty ass bitch later. So you bring up how B. Christian, you bring up how the Chiefs' run defense isn't the best, and how they have and how the Browns have a two-headed monster in that backfield. And I understand that.
An actual two-headed monster.
And they have a great pass attack too, but the Chiefs have a great defense.
They do.
With the Honey Badgers.
We got to look at the other side. You got Ward. The starting corner for the
corner
who doesn't get a lot of love.
Javarius Ward.
Who doesn't get a lot of love.
Don't they also have Breeland too?
Brashard Breeland, Javarius Ward.
I seen him and he will blow coverage. I'm just saying I dealt with him.
I've seen him.
It's miserable.
Okay,
but Isaiah, go ahead.
Yeah, and then you got Patrick Mahomes. You got Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
You got Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I did see from the game that took away. How the Browns took their foot off of the pedal, and you can't be doing that against this Kansas City Chiefs team because you could be up 45-0, and they will somehow magically come back. And I'm not saying, and what I mean by they took off the pedal, they did a little bit. They almost allowed the Steelers to come back, but if they do the exact same thing, they're gonna lose to Kansas City because Kansas City. With Mahomes, they have the clutch genes. Mm-hmm. Mahomes was born clutch, and with that offense and everything, when that defense needs to step up, it will step up. The second best defensive tackle right there with Chris Jones on that defensive line. Frank Clark, who's a bitch ass bitch. I hate his guts. I honestly do, but he's such a great player.
Why? Because he was a Seahawk.
That too, yeah, and I just hate his face. He looks like a Minecraft character. But when their defense needs to step up, passing wise, it has, but it hasn't shut up the last 4 weeks. Except I'm not gonna count the how do you say it? Fucking
The
last game of the season. Who did they play? The Chargers. I'm not gonna count that.
Chargers.
They kept close
Yeah,
games.
I'm not
They
either.
kept really
Yeah,
close
they
games.
didn't.
With give me a second. Hold on. They kept close games with who did they play? They played the Saints.
Atlanta. They only beat Atlanta by 3.
Exactly.
Kansas City did, and the Saints almost had a good comeback against them in their game,
Also
but the
that
Chiefs did eventually not.
they also lost to. They almost lost to the Dolphins.
They lost
Dolphins?
to
They lost by one score to the Broncos. They lost by 3 points to the Buccaneers. They lost by 5 points 4 points to the Raiders, and then they lost by 2 points to the Panthers. The Browns, great defense, great passing attack, great rushing defense.
Mhm.
I doubted them last week, and I'm
You're
gonna
gonna
doubt
down
them
them
again.
this week.
I'm gonna doubt them again. Even with all this, Kansas City is still a great team. Kansas City went
Yeah.
15-2. No, 14-2. I'm sorry, bro.
14-2.
14-2. Kansas City's gonna win. I'm gonna go with MG.
Mhm.
I think Kansas City wins by a game-winning field goal in overtime.
Okay.
33 to
Yeah,
30.
I agree with that.
Okay.
I think that's
All right.
how it
And
gets
also
done.
this, and also this.
But
And I'm gonna bring up this. You know how I brought up the point that they gave up. They almost gave up a lead to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, the lead. Well, I think
I'm gonna say this.
that-
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that the Browns go up 17-0 at half, and they lose 33-30.
well, I think the reason why they took their
Damn.
foot off the gas is because the Browns were very undisciplined last week, and they were without their coach,
Mm-hmm.
and they were without their defensive line coach. So they had they had like their fucking offensive passing game court. Someone was like their head coach. So therefore, I think without your coach, you do kind of get undisciplined and give up a lead. And I think people forget, man. The Browns defense, they're getting back Denzel Ward, their best corner, and they're getting back their head coach. So the Browns are going to be better than what they were last week. And they put up 48 points last week. So watch out for the Browns this week. I don't think they're
and I want to also say this.
but I think
Isaiah-
do good.
Yeah. Isaiah did say this last week. If the Browns beat the Steelers without their head coach, the Browns can beat anyone.
They can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if they did, I mean, anybody was gonna beat the Steelers, but I didn't think they were gonna absolutely fucking bend them over, spit on their asshole, and fucking dog fuck them. But
Yeah.
yeah, it happened. They finally got over the hump. They beat the team that tormented them. They're basically the Clippers, and the Steelers were the Lakers. I'm not saying, and they finally got over the hump. They beat the team, the shadow. They beat the guy that would always just beat the shit out of them. They finally did that, but they're not beating.
They beat up the big brother.
Mm-hmm. They're not beating Kansas City. Who's the stepbrother that is
Yeah.
like sick? He's not.
It's like no. This is how it goes. Pittsburgh was the Browns' big brother, but Kansas City's the father, and you're not gonna beat your father.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
see.
how it
We'll
goes.
see.
Kansas City's the father of the AFC.
Question.
And you can't beat the father.
I know the true father is the Patriots.
Well, no, not
Technically.
anymore.
Well, their father.
Not
Not
anymore.
anymore.
They're
We're
the-
talking about
I'm
this
telling
year.
you.
They're the divorce
I'm telling you.
parents.
I'm telling you. The Chiefs. I don't see them being a dynasty. I don't.
I don't either, but we'll see. All
You
right,
know.
so
We'll see.
and so we head on to the next game. Big Christian,
Mm-hmm.
we got the Rams versus the Packers. But
I
before
have
you
a-
continue, I want you to go last because I know you're
Okay.
a Packers fan, and I know you're gonna say a lot. MG, who do you got winning this game?
Aaron Donald versus the Packers offensive line. Jaylen Ramsey versus Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers versus I don't care because the Packers are gonna win. Well, here's
my
the reason why.
guy.
And I'm gonna go with the Rams offense first. Cam Akers is gonna have a good game. He's gonna have a good game. The Packers run defense is one of the worst in the league. Cooper Kupp. I wanted to say Cooper Kupp was gonna have a good game, but Jared Goff, his thumb will be so affected because this game I believe will possibly be in snow. So if
I'm
Jared
looking
Goff,
this up now.
with an injured hand playing in the snow, it does not benefit the quarterback. It is shown time and time again. And I think the Rams offense will not be successful in the passing game. I believe they will in the run game. Now let's go to the best offense in the league, ranked number 1. The Green
I
Bay
want to say
Packers.
this. Sorry to interrupt you, but about the weather before you guys continue, it's gonna be around 35 at kickoff. Snow on the ground, but not snowy, but cloudy with 10 miles per hour winds.
That makes it worse
get
for
that
the
clear.
Rams offense then.
Mm-hmm.
And
There you go. I just wanted to say that.
the Packers offense, I mean, you have Aaron Rodgers, who's the greatest quarterback talent-wise that I've ever seen in my life. You got Devontae Adams, who's the best receiver in the NFL this year, with 17 total touchdowns this year. Robert Tonyan, I believe, has the most touchdowns by any tight end this year. Over
Kelsey has the most.
He's 1 or 2 as far as tight ends touchdowns this
he's
year.
1 or 2.
Aaron Jones is Aaron Jones. We know what he can do in the pass and the run game for Aaron Jones. A.J. Dillon has come alive the last 4 weeks, and he's kind of slowly but surely taking the spot of Jamal Williams. I'm not going to say he did yet, but he's
Jamal Williams or Aaron Jones. No idea.
He's having A.J. Dillon's having a good year. And Alan Lazard. Alan Lazard's also a great receiver, and I just think that Jaylen Ramsey will get an interception this game, but it won't be enough. And the Packers will win 28-23 because I believe the interception will be in the first quarter, but Aaron Rodgers will bounce back the rest of the game.
All right. So,
Okay.
So you're saying the Packers win, right?
Yep, 28-23 Packers.
And I hate to say this. I really, really hate saying this. Especially because, I hate them so much. Like, I hate them with a bloody passion. Like, I don't hate I hate them more than, I hate people.
Go ahead. Yep.
The yellow in their team just pisses me off.
Yep.
But
Yeah. The yellow, it's the worst.
Even though the yellow is there, I still think the Rams are going to fucking win this game.
How?
How? I want to hear this.
Yeah.
With that number 1 defense, you got Aaron Donald, just an absolute fucking stud, bro. Without David Bakhtiari, he's just gonna eat that alive. And I don't care. You're saying, oh, but Khalil Mack didn't do that. Khalil Mack is at the end of his career. He's declining. He's declining a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not saying he's declining all the way. But you're playing Aaron Donald, who doesn't just play one side of the defensive line. He plays defensive tackle, nose tackle, left tackle, left end, right end. This man is everywhere. And not only
if it was the center end, Aaron Donald would be the first to play that.
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, the corners for the Rams so underrated because they have Jaylen Ramsey. I forgot who got the pick 6 last year.
They have the kid Hill, who I believe he got a pick 6 last week.
Yeah. And
Hill, he's a great player on the Rams. People don't talk about him because he gets overshadowed by Jaylen Ramsey, but he's had a very quiet, productive year. I believe he's number 22. Hill, you have to look out for him, man. This guy, he's a really quick corner. He's good on his feet. He usually doesn't get burned, and he gets interceptions. And so y'all talk about Jaylen Ramsey, but this kid is gonna be good this week.
And not only that, textbooks they were on it on Seattle last week. Even though Seattle had a banged up defensive line, you got Reed, right? Oh no, my bad, not Reed. I'm sorry. You got that defensive line still again for the Rams. And look I'm gonna compare the Rams to this. Great defense, great running attack. They could do what the Niners did last year. I honestly believe they're gonna do what the Niners did last year, but not blow them out. No. There's a different Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
This is a monster. And I want to say this about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is the classified 100% MVP of the league. There's no one better than him.
Yes.
His down year again is a quarterback's best year. And that's the greatest quote I've ever heard from this man.
The greatest quote of all time.
And with that, I still think the Rams are going to win.
Amen.
Look at you saying all these wide receivers did good, right? They're going to do good. But when you shut down Devontae Adams, Aaron Rodgers is like a chicken without a head. He ain't going to do shit. And they have some.
Yeah.
Look at this. They're also ranked number 1 in defense in the playoffs. They have a great running game. They can stop Aaron Jones. I mean, Aaron Jones isn't the flashiest running back. He's a good running back. He's not the flashiest. You can stop Aaron Jones. You're going to take that away from Aaron Rodgers. You took away Devontae Adams. That's easy. You have the best corner this year and Jaylen Ramsey. Jaylen Ramsey doesn't just play one position like Jair Alexander, who plays, I believe, just the left side. And you got that right there.
Yeah, Jaylen Ramsey, he'll guard any of your receivers.
Anybody. He's also in the NFC West. Who he has to play? He has to play DK Metcalf.
Brandon Ayuk and Debo.
He can't guard them.
His son.
For some reason, he can't guard those two because they got their asses beat.
They actually beat them.
And what's it called again? And he also guarded D-Hop, arguably who could be one of the best wide receivers in the league. He's guarded them. He's let me pull. Actually, he's put them down below 50 yards.
He locked up D-Hop, right?
Yeah,
he locked up D-Hop and DK.
Yeah, he did. And
he did.
I honestly think he's gonna be able to do shit like that. He also played the Rams. No, they played the Buccaneers with 3.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin.
3 wide receivers like that. He locked them up. They won that game. And they also played. Who did they play? They played Buffalo. They did lose that game, but
they lost that game.
He did play good. He did play good. You're gonna look at that. They also played the Cowboys early in the season with a CeeDee Lamb.
With a CeeDee Lamb, and Amari Cooper, Gallup.
The best.
Did Dak play?
That was first game of the year.
First game of the year.
Okay.
Seattle twice. He had to play on DK twice. We're not going to talk about the Jets.
And they play Arizona twice and locked up D-Hop twice.
And
they actually,
And with an underrated actually, no, I'm not going to get into that. But you also got to look at that. This defense is arguably the best defense in the playoffs. Going against an Aaron Rodgers, whose biggest fucking kryptonite is defenses. Because, in my opinion, still is, and he will always be, a regular season quarterback. Just like Peyton Manning, he is a regular season quarterback. And I think the Rams win 30-23.
Well, before you go, B. Curtison, I don't think he's a regular season quarterback. I just think the Packers don't put him around great defense. They don't give him good defenses in the playoffs. I think if he had a better defense in the playoffs and good receivers in the playoffs throughout his career,
last time we had an amazing wild card, and I want to say this amazing wild card and amazing defense was 2010 when we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So when you have a good defense and good receivers, they usually win.
Wait, but then what happened? What happened when they went 15-1? Just the defense, right?
Wait.
What about this year? What about this year? You're saying
this year we did not have that wild card.
You still don't have.
Yeah, we have to wait and see. This year's not over yet.
Yeah,
we'll see tomorrow.
Yeah, this year's
tomorrow is gonna be a huge test.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, usually when the Packers have a great receivers, that 2010 receiving core was one of the best I've seen. Where you had Greg Jennings, Randall Cobb, Jordy Nelson.
Randall Cobb was not on that team.
You had Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson, and Greg Jennings on that team.
And James Jones.
And James Jones, who's an underrated receiver. Well, wasn't he kind of a tight end / receiver? Whatever you want to call James.
No, but he was a receiver. We had Jermichael Finley as a tight end.
Finley, yeah. You have one of the best passing attacks ever in 2010, and he won the Super Bowl. And now he has one of the best passing attacks, and he's the best team in the NFC, and has a great chance to win the Super Bowl. So I think when you put Aaron Rodgers around great talent, he's more than a regular season quarterback. And I don't like the fact that people just say he's a regular season quarterback, because I don't think that's a good take.
And also this, I want to bring up these defenses, right? They played the Buccaneers early in the season. They got their asses absolutely butt fucked. They're an okay defense. They lost to the Saints, who weren't a good defense in the beginning.
They lost to the Saints this year. They beat the Saints this year.
They beat the Saints, who weren't a good. With the Saints didn't have a good defense in the first 8 games. Then their defense ecstatic. If they had played the Saints later in the season, I think that's an absolute blowout. And they lost to the Colts, who have a great defense as well. The Packers.
Well, the Colts game. You put that into context.
MVS.
Well, you also,
that was on MVS.
Yeah, the Packers offense did great against the Colts.
Yeah, we
But some
did
games,
good
this
against
Packers,
that defense.
some defenses the Packers play too. You can't just say, "Oh, you just look at they lost this game against a good defense."
No,
If
you
you
gotta
actually
look
watch the
how we
game,
lost.
yeah, you got to watch the game too because the
And
Colts game, the offense had one of their best performances against the
I
Colts. It was
also
that the
want to say
defense
this:
gonna stop Rivers.
the last time we played the Rams was back the year they went to the Super Bowl. I'm not going to get into preview. I'm going to let you guys finish, but I want to say this: and we lost because of a Ty Montgomery fumble. Aaron Rodgers never got the chance to do the 2-minute drill. That could have changed our season around. That could have been the momentum. We could have made that playoffs that year if Ty Montgomery did not fumble. That's what happened in this Colts game too. Our offense was playing good. That defensive line was the best defensive line the Rams had, better than this year, and they could not stop Aaron Jones. I want to get that clear. So this team, I want to say this is going to be a good matchup. But go ahead.
And that brings up to my point. Aaron Rodgers can produce when you take away his two only weapons. If you take away that two only weapons, Aaron Rodgers ain't shit. And I get that. Yeah. What do you mean? Then how is he just a regular season quarterback? I say, you fucking idiot. Aaron Rodgers hasn't won a Super Bowl after that 2010 season, which in my eyes,
because it had shit weapons.
Which in my eyes, and after that, what happened? What happened the year after that? He still had great weapons. What happened 2012? What happened 2013? He still had great weapons.
2012, Donald Driver retired. 2013, Greg Jennings left, and then we were just. And then 2014, we had Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, and Devontae Adams rookie year.
Yeah.
Okay, you're saying that, right? But how do you go 15-1 then and lose to the Jets? I mean the Jets. I'm sorry. That's unimaginable. You can't lose to the Jets. That's like saying that's like saying you're the Rams, and of course the fucking who did they lose to as well? Who was the other team?
The Giants.
No, it wasn't the Giants. Okay, we're not gonna get into this, but you lost to the. You did lose to the Giants in that game.
Bottom line,
but you could lose. You say you could lose to that defense, right? What happened? What happened against Seattle? What happened against Atlanta? What happened against San Francisco? Aaron Rodgers, when it needs to show up the most, he doesn't show up. I don't look at you. Say you could say that he has no weapons around him, but if he's such a great quarterback, I'm not saying he isn't. If he's such a great quarterback, he will do what he has to do with the weapons around him, no matter what.
All right, so let's go.
I don't think it's gonna happen here. I think the Rams are gonna win. I think the Rams win 30-20, like I said previously, and I think Aaron Rodgers has 230 yards, 20 of 30, a touchdown, and two touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Right. I say one.
And none of those.
I have so much to say.
None of those touchdowns will go to. Excuse me. None of those touchdowns will go to Adams, because.
All right. Be Christian. Wait. B. I know you want to go. I want you to go.
So much to say.
I'm so much to say. Of the Aaron Rodgers disrespect.
I am too.
All right, look at this. Listen here, and you're gonna listen closely. You're gonna listen more than you listen to your teachers in school. In 2010, the Packers had the best receiving core, probably that I've ever seen. 2012,
better than Chiefs this year.
That's tough. 2012,
I will fight anyone.
They lost to the wild card Giants. That was Aaron Rodgers.
Which won the Super Bowl that year, might I add?
Yes, they lost to the Super Bowl winning Giants. Fine, they lost to the Super Bowl winner. 2013, one of their receivers retired. 2014, one of their receivers left. All they had was the rookie Adams. They did have, I believe, Jordy Nelson.
Prime Jordy Nelson.
All right, 2015.
Jordy Nelson got hurt.
Jordy Nelson got hurt, and Cam Newton just went off that year. 2016. Atlanta beat the fuck out of them, and Devontae Adams wasn't Devontae Adams who he was, and they didn't have a good running back in 2016. My point is, if you say if he's a great quarterback, he can just deal with all this stuff and not having weapons. Well, how comes Russell Wilson only has one Super Bowl? So is Russell Wilson not a clutch quarterback now? Because when he doesn't have weapons, people give him excuses.
I never give
Drew Brees. He only has one Super Bowl, so does he also get an excuse?
No, he doesn't.
For not having weapons?
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. And I've said this
But-
countless
So
times.
you-
I've also.
So if
I've
you're
said-
saying this about Rodgers,
I've
also
said
say this
I've
about
said-
Breeze.
I have.
Say this about
I
Russell
have.
Wilson.
I have said those about those two guys. So what is your point here? I've said those things about
So,
those two guys.
Wait. I have
And-
one question. So are you saying Dan Marino's not a clutch quarterback
So
because he won
Dan
no
Marino's
Super
not
Bowl?
clutch?
I mean, has he won one?
No. No.
So is he not clutch?
One of the
There's-
greatest
there's-
quarterbacks all time.
No, he's not one of the greatest quarterbacks. He's one of the
Yes,
greatest
he
to not win a Super Bowl. He's not, in my opinion, not a top 5 all time. You're gonna look at this. Aaron Rodgers can't do shit when it comes to playing good defenses, and that's a known fact.
All right, now
I've been
we're
saying
gonna
this.
look up that. We have all day. We're in the podcast. We have all
We
day.
do have all day.
We have all day. Let's
still
look up the
don't know.
2019 Packers schedule.
The 2019 Packers
We're
schedule.
gonna see. We're gonna
we
see
lost-
how many good. We're gonna see how many good defenses y'all played that year.
We lost to the Chargers, the Niners, and not any others. I'm thinking off the top of my head.
Let's go. All right, no,
Chargers,
I have it right here. I have it right
All
here. B. I have it right here for you. Let's go.
Go.
All right, Packers beat they beat the Chicago Bears,
Which
Top
had
five-
an top 5 defense last year.
Yeah, you.
top 5 defense Chicago Bears. They
Twice.
swept the Bears.
We swept them.
All right. Top 10 defense Denver Broncos. They beat the Broncos.
Broncos were not a top
Um,
10 defense last year.
They were top 10 defense last
No,
year.
they were
They had a
not.
great defense
Yes.
with Von
No,
Miller,
they were
Bradley
not.
Chubb. Yes, they
They
did.
were. And
All
they
right.
did not even allow them to have a sack. Those two amazing
All right.
players.
Packers, Washington last year, top 10 defense beat them. Let's see. Detroit Lions defense is bad. Like I said, they swept the Bears, so that's 2 wins against a good defense.
Well,
They
How about
beat
the Vikings?
the Broncos, who had a good defense, and they beat who else did I say last year? And they also beat
we
beat
beat
the Broncos.
the playoff Vikings.
They beat. Hold up, where's it? All right, yeah, they beat the Broncos. They beat the Chargers, who also had a top 10.
No, we
Oh,
lost.
no, they lost.
We lost.
They lost to the Chargers
We
last
lost.
year.
We lost.
So they beat 4 good defenses last year. 4 times.
Actually, the Broncos aren't a top 10 defense. They were at number 11, and the fucking
What number? Oh, okay, number 11. What the? Oh, all right. So they're top
Still a
11
good
and they
defense.
weren't.
They're
They,
good
they,
defense.
they were not a good defense against the pass. Which Aaron Rodgers is
All
good with the pass because that's what he's known for. And you also got to look at
But-
this. With Washington. They don't have a great offense. That defense can't do everything.
Well, no, you just said good defense, so I'm just going based off of
Yeah.
what you said. All right, now
Yeah,
let's go
he's
to
going off of
2020
defense.
Packers schedule.
Whoa.
And see-
You skipped a couple of teams right there. You skipped the
Well,
main
a
team.
couple teams that I named the teams that had because you said defenses, so I just named the teams
So
that
you're
had.
just gonna
that he could beat.
So you're just gonna forget about the Niners, how we fucking absolutely
I said you said good defense. There, Rodgers beat. What there, Rodgers?
You did say beat.
Wait,
You did
am I?
say beat.
Go
said
ahead. Go ahead. What's this-
Yeah, because
this
I
year?
only brought up the teams he beat. All right, this year Packers 2020 schedule. All right, B. Christensen.
Okay.
You guys beat Houston this year. I don't think they were.
They
a good
weren't
defense.
even. Don't
Nope.
even mention. it.
I'm just looking at their schedule. You guys beat the Eagles.
Here, I have the schedule pulled
Not a
up for
good
this
defense. All right, you guys. Again. You swept the Bears. Top 10 defense.
They always
We
sweep
all
the
already
Bears
know
though.
that.
That's the thing. They always sweep the Bears. Or they
Yeah.
don't always sweep the Bears, but they always got the Bears number. That's a division. This is a
I
division
want to
game.
say the Saints.
The Saints. Well,
No,
they beat the Saints.
The Saints weren't a good defense at the time. If you had played them with after week 8, you ain't gonna beat them. That's a fact. You lost.
I have
you
so
lost-
I have so
you-
much to tell you.
You
guys. I've been
lost to the
looking stuff up.
to the Buccaneers, who
We
absolutely
lost.
to the butt fucked you. You lost to the Colts.
We lost to the Vikings and the Colts. The only three teams we lost. And the Colts game, it was on Marquez Valdez game. It was on. There was a lot of missteps
All right.
on that game.
So
But
they swept the Bears.
the
this year.
main thing why we lost.
You also didn't you guys beat the Giants this year? Didn't they have a top 10
They had a
defense?
top
Yeah, I
10,
thought
they had a
so.
top,
No,
they
we
had a
did
top
not.
defense for the
We did not.
for the first 4 weeks. MG,
we-
don't even.
They had a top 10 defense
We didn't-
overall. Come on, dude. Stop saying first.
We did not play the Giants.
You guys. Let me see.
overall, after this year,
Yeah.
technically, that you gotta put the Saints down for that. And did the Eagles have a
Yes.
good defensive G?
No.
The
We
Eagles.
embarrassed you
We had a
guys.
top defensive line. We had the best defensive line up until that. At
We
that
had the
point.
the best
We had the
defensive
most
line, and
sacks in the
we got us
NFL, and
sacked.
we had the most sacks in the league when we played the
L-
Packers. And
Let me look up the stats because I'm not sure if you even got a sack that game.
yes, but the bottom line is to everyone
We only
listening.
had one sack. We only allowed one sack on that, and that
Yep.
was Javon Hargrove.
And
Javon
French
Hargrove.
Josh couldn't do stuff. Brandon Graham, your D line cannot do stuff against our O line.
and your
So-
defense is ranked 19th in the league.
Yeah, no, I said we had the best defensive line.
Yeah, I was talking about D line. Their D line against our O
Yes.
line.
All right, you
That's
guys.
what we were talking about.
So, bottom line is, I think Aaron Rodgers can beat good defenses. Obviously,
Who
B.
did he beat
Christensen's
this
good.
year then? Who did he beat this year?
Who did he beat this year?
Who?
He beat
The Saints, technically, if we're doing
the
overall.
Saints. The Saints overall had a top 10 defense.
Not at the time.
And,
Not at the time.
and hold on, you said the Saints were
We
good at
said
the beginning
overall.
of the year. He said the Saints were in a good defense at the beginning of the
Did
year.
they embarrass Tampa Bay? Did
Yeah,
they embarrass
they-
Tampa
They
Bay?
embarrassed Tampa
But-
Bay all the
wait.
time though, and they still did after
Oh
that.
wait,
Hold on.
isn't that Tampa Bay's offense unstoppable? Like, isn't
Yeah,
that like one of the best
unstoppable
offenses though?
And we
Like-
also say the Saints defense wasn't that good at the beginning of the year. Why did they also make Tom Brady throw for 2 interceptions when they
Yeah,
played them at the
and-
beginning of the
That
year?
just
And-
proves-
and
wait,
tell
wait,
me-
wait,
tell me-
shut the fuck up. Then that just proves my point that the Rams defense is going to be better because you're saying that the offense is so good. They fucking got
Yes.
3 interceptions against Tampa Bay. What do you?
Okay, and tell me this about New Orleans.
Okay.
They couldn't even stop Alan Lazard. We didn't even have Devontae that game, and we won.
And they still put up 30 plus points.
Yeah,
So you
37 points against that defense without our best receiver. Tell me Rodgers
on.
cannot play without a receiver core. Tell me that right now,
Be
because
Christensen.
I'm looking at a game that
He
he
has
did.
one game.
Because
One game.
you can tell me
Alright,
if I'm wrong. The Super Bowl Aaron Rodgers won wasn't against Troy Polamalu.
Yes, that was Troy Powell.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure that's one of the greatest safeties of all time. I'm just asking a casual question.
And that was before Prime Rodgers, my
That was before Prime Rodgers, right? Okay, yeah, he can't beat good defenses when he needs to.
Yeah,
but his
yeah,
Super Bowl is against one of the greatest safeties of all time. But no,
And
No.
he threw it towards Palomalo all the time, and in that game, Palomalo didn't even pick him off
Mhm.
once. My dad.
yeah, didn't intercept him once, didn't get a deflected ball once. But
Oh
hey.
my gosh, I have so much to say about this game.
Anyways, to all the viewers watching, we proved that Aaron Rodgers can beat a good defense when he needs to, and
You literally. proved
everyone
fucking
knows who does their research that Aaron Rodgers can beat a good defense, and the fact that he is a good quarterback in the playoffs when he needs to be, if he has great weapons around him.
Wait.
And every quarterback needs great weapons around him.
And I want to
Wait.
before you go on, Isaiah, I want to say this. Isaiah, he beat back when we were the 6th seed, the number 2 ranked Dallas Cowboys. When everyone said we would get embarrassed because in that regular season that year, they embarrassed that ass Lambeau, and we returned that favor. Aaron Rodgers beat a good defense there, and back in 2010, he beat the number 1 ranked Falcons when people said we should lose that too. He can beat good defenses.
Did you wait?
Yeah.
Which year? Which Cowboys team are you talking about? Because I don't remember.
The 2016
The best Cowboy team this last decade.
Yeah, the one where Zeke and Dak had their
That was
rookie years
what
and
year?
they had a great defense. Yes, they beat a good defense in the
literally-
playoffs. Actually,
I'm just asking.
one
what
of the
year.
greatest passes in playoff
2016.
history. One of the greatest passes in playoff history. Aaron Rodgers threw to Jared Cook down the
Jared.
sideline was against a good Cowboys defense that year. The Cowboys defense had Byron Jones, who was a top corner, Sean Lee, who was a top linebacker. They had DeMarcus Lawrence, who was a top edge rusher. So, yes, Aaron Rodgers beats good defenses in the playoffs. And I think we proved that, B. Christensen. Now you can go on with your...
I haven't even finished my point.
French.
And you're also playing a Rams defense who hasn't allowed over 200 yards passing. They are every game they're averaging 190 190 yards, averaging 63% passes completed. They've also have 22 interceptions, only allowed 17 touchdowns. That is the lowest in the league. Lowest. The next.
All right,
The
I want
next. No, the next one to catch up to them is the football team with 21. They also allow passing yards after 5.6. They also don't allow. They also have a great run defense, only allowing 91.25 yards a game, only allowing 18.5 yards a game, and only for the whole team combined, only averaging below 300, 281.9 yards a game. This is this year. And only allowing 3 touchdowns. And no, 3 rushing attempts, 3.8 rushing attempts. And have only given up 12 touchdowns this whole season.
Isaiah,
Rushing touchdowns.
I want to say this. Isn't this the same Rams defense who lost to the New York Jets? Answer that question, Bree. Is that the same Rams defense?
Let's see.
Really? We should know
Rams.
this.
Yes, tell me.
I said yes.
Tell me, yes or no?
Yes, I said we really.
Okay.
So, if the Rams lost to the second worst team in the NFL, what makes so you're telling me that Aaron Rodgers could not beat this Rams team?
The Rams always
which lost to Sam Darnold.
The Rams the Rams have shown up against big teams, and again they lose to these small teams because they've played down to the competition. But whenever it comes to playing these good teams, they win. They do win, and that's a fact too. They won one against Seattle. Who else did they play?
Seattle's not that impressive. They were flops since the beginning.
That's still a division team. You gotta look at that too.
That's divisional. That's different.
They barely lost to the Bills by 3 points. Whenever they beat the Bucks.
But they also lost to a team that's not even in the playoffs in the Miami Dolphins too. And that was Tua's playing too when he did his first career start.
I want to make
I believe
this great Rams defense got destroyed by Tua in his second start. First or second start, right? This same great Rams defense got beat by Sam Darnold and the Jets, who put up 207 yards, no interceptions, a touchdown, and an over 60% completion percentage.
And MG, last time I checked, Aaron Rodgers is better than Sam Darnold.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers was way better than fucking Sam Darnold, and this great Rams defense couldn't even get an interception over interception-prone Sam Darnold. Old man Frank Gore, who you love, Isaiah, had 60 yards and a touchdown against this great Rams defense.
Good for Frank Gore nowadays.
But this is a great Rams defense, guys.
And Aaron Rodgers, I want to say this. I'm also looking at this Rams-Eagle game, and they allowed Miles Sanders to rush for 95 yards for a touchdown. Just want to point that out.
Great Rams defense. And last time I checked, Aaron Jones was better than Miles Sanders.
Yeah, and I want to say this disclaimer to everyone out there. I'm not I'm trying to prove Isaiah wrong. I'm not going to discredit the fact of the Rams defense. It's a top defense. I just want to get that out.
The number 1 defense in the league.
Yes, and the Packers have the number 1 ranked offense. I want to put that out.
Bottom line is, people,
it's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game, and we can all agree Aaron Rodgers can beat good defenses, and we can all agree that Aaron Rodgers
the best.
What'd you say?
I want to say this. You said defense wins championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then explain to me why the Niners defense, which was the number one of those ranked defense, could not be Patrick Mahomes.
Wasn't our defense.
If y'all couldn't even if defense wins championship, y'all should have won.
Our defense didn't lose that championship game. It was our offense.
You let
up 21 straight points to Damian Lillard.
Yeah,
your defense. Did Jimmy G play? Did your offense play defense?
I guess I can't talk here. Yeah, I guess you can't give a defense breaks when literally the offense is going 4 and out, back to back to back to back. You gotta give a good defense time to rest. Literally, they had no time to rest on that defense. And I'm not saying, it's all the offensive fault that we lost that Super Bowl. But it is the main reason why we lost the Super Bowl. Calling in that Super Bowl for the offense is the reason why we lost. If we ran the ball, we won that game. And you know that's a fact.
Hold on. And you also know for a fact, you said get rest. Your defense had rest the first half because your offense was having long progressive drives the first half.
Because
So your defense should have been
wait.
well. Your defense should have been well rested the first half. The fact that you got 3 interceptions on Mahomes the first half, your defense got a lot of time to rest
We didn't
in the first half.
didn't get 3
And-
interceptions in the first half, so that's absolute blasphemy.
or you got two interceptions in the first. Whatever you got interceptions.
We did not.
3 in total.
We didn't get
3 in
an
total.
interception in the first half, so you're wrong there again. We got all our turnovers into the second half before our offense stopped running the ball. When we stopped running the ball, that's when everything went to shit. I don't know why you guys are talking shit about last year's defense when you know there was an actual fact that if we ran the ball, this game is over. We possibly even win by 21. And you know that's a fact. I don't know why you're arguing saying our defense last year was the reason why we lost that Super Bowl. We didn't get rest of our defense.
I'm not saying it was,
and also this, there was a blatant holding call on that third and 18 that should have been called, but it wasn't.
Refs miscalled like that.
On that 3rd and 18 to Tyreek Hill.
Refs miscall was new. Refs miscall was new.
Yeah, what's new?
It's the NFL. Welcome
It's
to
the NFL. It happens.
And
There's human. They make the mistake.
Continue.
And-
You already know you're going with the Packers. Give us a
Alright.
reason
Well, yeah.
I
We know
have
you're gonna. With the
So
Packers.
much to talk about after that. First off, MG, you're talking about this Rams offense in Lambeau. And Bears fans in the past, before they wanted to play the Rams back in 2018, and like whenever they play the Rams and stuff, they bring up this fun fact that I remember. Jared Goff, I think, is like 0-something in cold weather games, and Lambeau Field, the frozen tundra, it's known for the cold games. And I'm telling you here from personal experience, when it's like after like a snow, it gets cold. I literally been out in this cold weather myself 2 days ago, ice fishing. And 30 degrees, like they're saying, that's cold. At 30 degrees, I was freezing my ass off in warm gear. You can even ask.
Stupid ass.
We can ask your mic not cutting out. That's what we can ask.
He always disconnects his mic like an idiot.
Bottom line is, B. Christensen tried to explain that it's very
I'm back.
cold in Green Bay.
But it gets cold, let's just say. And if it's 10 mile per hour winds, that makes it even colder. Like, it's cold, and it will always be cold here in January. And if Goff cannot play the cold with a broken thumb, he's going to have a long day. All right, that's where I want. And for coverage, y'all said Jair line up on the left side. He does. That's how we cover. We have Jair on the left, King on the right. And King is a good corner. Like, he's not top. He's middle of the pack, in my opinion.
Nah, he's a
Kevin
good
King's
receiver
middle in the pack.
on Madden days.
That's an inside joke between me and MG. But Kevin King is the middle of the corner who can, with help, shut down Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods. Jair alone could shut down Robert Woods or Cooper Kupp. So I'm not worried about that. I don't get me wrong. I think the Rams offense could have plays. I think the Rams offense is going to be key to their success in this game if they can pass it, which is very possible. We saw last week Cooper Kupp lost Jamal Adams, which I'm still laughing at to this day. Like, that can happen. This Rams offense can put up points when it wants. And I think this Packers defense can. And speaking of the Packers defense, when you guys are doing your talks, I did some research. The Green Bay Packers have not allowed 100 rushing yards by one player since week 12. And that was David Montgomery back when I was rushing defense. We did not allow David Montgomery to do it again. We did not allow Derrick Henry to do it. The best running back in the league could not even get 100 rushing yards on this team. So when you guys say we have the worst rushing defense, I don't think we do. Our rushing defense has taken improvement. Y'all are forgetting we got a key sign for a rush defense in Damian Harris. Do I think he'll be a huge impact? No. Do I think he'll be an impact enough to help slow it down? Yes. Because I saw he played limited time in the Bears game. But what I saw is he helped free up some double teams on Kenny Clark. And if you can do that, that could stop the run. So that's how I think we could stop the run here. I do. And the running backs we played was Miles Sanders, who we did not allow to have 100 yards. Adrian Peterson, Cameron Johnson, that trio we didn't allow. Panthers didn't have CMC, but stopped three of the three top running backs. With that's huge. And I know you guys are probably gonna you guys mentioned, well, what about the Vikings? That rush game was awful. That's Delvin Cook. He's a beast. He always has been against us. But after that game, our defense stepped it up against the Niners. I'm not saying the Niners. Listen before I continue. The Niners were injured. I would say that but they still had some decent running backs, some decent young upcoming running backs.
I think this kid
is
autistic.
I think they only had.
You're fucking retarded.
Jared McKinnon only had 52 yards. Hasty had 3. McKinnon, he's not bad, but he's not the best. I'm just saying.
No.
That game showed up our run team, and we were not having it. Yeah, stop interrupting me, you shit. And then we allowed Jaylen Ramsey to have 109. Our run defense had been improving as the year is going on. Yes, we allowed some games with some big ones, and yes, we allowed some without it.
Okay.
That's how our team is. Okay. But what I'm proud of the most with this team is how we're improving at the back half of the season. And I think we can stop Cam Akers. If we could stop Derrick Henry, David Montgomery, and Miles. Go ahead, Isaiah.
Okay, you want to bring up how you stopped fucking McKinnon. Yeah.
Yes.
Name me one game he had over 100 yards. One game. Name me one game he had over 100 yards.
I'm not saying he's the best. I'm saying McKinnon he's a decent running back.
No, he's not.
That's what I said. I never said he's a good running back. I said he's a decent running back, and if he wants, he could put up 100 yards. That's what I said. I said he didn't.
Be Christian. This man was our third string running back.
Y'all have a.
Yeah. We had a third string running back, Jared McKinnon, and then we had a fourth string running back in. Excuse me. Hasty.
Oh my gosh!
As our fourth string running back. You know who our tight end was that game? Do you know who our starting tight end was that game?
Who?
Was it
Robert Kraft? Robert Kraft. It's Robert. It's something. He was a practice squad running back. Tight end. He wasn't even. He was a practice squad running back. He wasn't even number 3. He was the 4th tight end in our in our depth chart. Right. Offensive line banged up, super banged up. There was no one there. And you know what? We had one of the worst quarterbacks in the backfield. In my bad. I don't know why I even gave this guy praise before the Eagles game. Mullins. And then you had a depleted defense on there. So I don't even know what you're talking about when you're saying you bring up the Niners stopping us with the run when we had no offensive line, no wide receivers, no running backs. So I'm not saying that's all I gotta say right there because I don't know why you brought up us.
And when you said
we literally had practice squad player, literally 90% of our team was practice squad. Continue.
We get it. Niners are injured. Just move on with your fucking point.
So but he did average. He did. I seen 177-yard game. But our run defense has been stepping up.
Yes,
a lot lately, and y'all can all admit it has. And the key to winning this game for us, defensive-wise, stopping the run. If we stop the run, I think our defense would get off the field. The pass, I'm worried about the pass too. Because they still have 2 top receivers in Woods and Cup. It's going to be interesting to see. But now, heading over to the most interesting side of this game with the Rams defense, number 1 ranked defense versus the Packers, number 1 ranked offense. Let's start off with Aaron Rodgers. Y'all Aaron Rodgers. I heard a fun stat on Pat McAfee. I'm not 100% on it, but I know it's something. It goes like this: Aaron Rodgers, as of late, is like 14 and like 3 at home in Lambeau. Like he has a huge winning record. Like we got time. I'll look this up. But like he wins in Lambeau, and if he can like win in Lambeau, like, in these cold games, he can do it. He last year, our team, the Packers, also beat that no one gives us credit for. It's the Seahawks. I'm not saying the Seahawks are good. He beat the Seahawks at home in Lambeau. That's another good team. The Seahawks had a good team, and MD knows. I'm not saying I'm not talking about the defense, but like our defense. I'm bringing it back to defense for a minute, but our defense stopped Russell Wilson when they needed to. Like, yes, Wilson had a good game, and yes, he did. But when it came up big, the defense stepped up. And that's what I noticed about some of the games, starting off with the Bears game last year, and, like, even this year. Like, when our defense needs a stop, they can commit it. Because the Bears week 17, we could not stop them on 4th and 1. But it was a 4th and 1 at, like, the 38 or something. And I saw guess what happened? The Bears did the play, and we stopped them. That changed the momentum because right after that, we went down and scored. Defense stopped them, and we went down and scored. So this defense, it can stop teams when it matters most. And this team is not the 2010 Packers defense that I love. This wideout core is not the 2010 defense that I love. I mean, 2010 wideout core I love. But there's one person who's still consistent with all that, and that man is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. And he's playing like he was playing back in 2010. And that man won a Super Bowl injured. Literally the week that, like literally 2 weeks before that Super Bowl, he came back from an injury against the Lions. And he took us to the Super Bowl. Now imagine that type of Rodgers now with a healthy team. I just want to say it is possible. Now, let's go on to Aaron Donald, the beast. At base, MG and Isaiah brought up that I said that the Packers O-line last week stopped Khalil Mack and Roquan Smith. We allowed 1 sack. That's a good defense with Akeem Hicks and everything. But I think this team could hold Donald enough where we can get some plays that we need down the field. I'm not going to say we're not going to have Donald get a sack. That is not true. Darnold is a beast. Aaron Donald, he's a beast. I think he's going to get 3 to 4 sacks this game. But I think our O-line can hold him when it's most. When he's lining up inside, I think that's when we're going to get the play. If he's lining up against Billy Turner, I'm going to be worried. But if he's lining up against Elton Jenkins, Corey Linsley, I'm going to feel much better. Because I'd rather see him play against our two best linemen that are healthy right now than one of our worst. So that I think our O-line can hold Darnold enough where we can get plays down the field. Now, the matchup I've been most hyped about. Jaylen Ramsey for Devontae Adams. MG, you brought up a good point about him shutting down, it seems to you as a D-Hop, DK, these top receivers, right? Now, if I remember correctly, what's DK's talent? Like his speed, right? I'm not sure. Like, is it his speed?
He's a great deep.
What'd you say?
He's a good deep
threat
wide receiver. And
all right, thank you. What about D-Hop? I can't remember off the top.
Another fast deep threat wide receiver.
All right, you want to know? That's 2 of the same wideouts that he shut down. he is facing something different this week. He is facing the best route running wideout in the league. The best. Not like second best, nothing. The best. This man, Devontae Adams, made Chad Ochocinco's cry from his route running. And that is saying something. From the best route runner all time crying about Devontae Adams route running, that's different. Don't get me wrong. Do I think Devontae's going to put up like games he has in the past? No. I think it's going to be anywhere between 50 and 100 he's going to get with between 0 and 2 touchdowns. I think it's going to be somewhere in there because I don't see Jaylen Ramsey fully getting exposed by Devontae, but I also do not see Jaylen Ramsey fully shutting down Devontae because the deep threats, they're more easy to cover than the route runners. Because literally, Jaylen Ramsey did that. Didn't he also shut down the deep threats in Dallas too?
Yes.
And Isaiah, aren't your wideouts more known for route running?
No.
Than deep. What are yours known for?
Run blocking and yards after the catch. We're the Yak Boys. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what.
All right. Play any good route runnings before this week? I have no idea who they all played.
I mean, Tyler Lockett's an underrated route runner,
but he was on DK. So
DK is an okay route runner. He's developed and got better.
The other guy, Williams, who got the interception, pick 6, who guarded Tyler Lockett, did absolutely great against a route runner like Tyler Lockett.
So if he did good against a route runner like Lockett, why don't the Rams seem to have him on Devontae, his strong suit is shutting down route runners, and then have Jaylen Ramsey wherever, like near him or like somewhere near him?
That's ridiculous. Why would
where he can help?
Because Jaylen Ramsey follows the best receiver.
Why would you want to put a number 2 corner on the number 1 wide receiver? That's retarded.
True.
No.
True. All right. But back to the point. Devontae Adams will juke the bones out of these corners. He'll put them on the ground. DK Metcalf, I have not seen him juke him. D-Hop, he can do it. But not like Devontae. Devontae can make some of the best corners mess up. He plays Kyle Fuller. Kyle Fuller is a top 5 corner.
The best.
And actually. Kyle Fuller cannot shut him. What?
He's actually better than Jair Alexander.
I'm not going to go into that now. That's a topic for another day. I want to focus on this. He also faced a top corner in Darius Slay. Embarrassed him. He can make these top corners embarrass. And a quote I heard from Darius Slay is, Darius Slay is scared of Devontae Adams, I believe, back when he played with Detroit. Alright? So if he makes like a corner in Darius Slay, back when Slay was like good in Detroit, like I think he's a little bit worse in Philly. No offense, MG. If he can make a good Darius Slay, who practiced against one of the best wideouts all time in Calvin Johnson, that just shows to me that this kid cannot be shut down.
All right,
now,
what's your final score?
My final score. Do I think it'll be a blow? No. Do I think my final score is going to be 28 to 24 Green Bay. I think Mason Crosby is also going to have a good game, continue his perfect streak of his field goals, and I think we're going to pull out.
It's something your dad should have done. What?
Okay.
I'm just kidding. All right. Well,
I know. Yeah.
After we're done with this, we literally were on this for 45 minutes. No cap. We actually started at 12 o'clock, and we've started 45 minutes.
Damn.
Let's go to tomorrow's game.
Let's make this one short.
We have Sunday game. We have the. We actually messed up. It was the Cleveland Browns game was.
What's the last one?
No,
Sunday game.
Yeah, it was a Sunday game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Saints. I'm gonna say
All
this
right.
off the bat. I don't care. One of the best, not yeah, one of the best defenses. Tom Brady only wins against bad teams. I'm going Saints.
All right.
35,
MG.
35 to 12.
I'll go. I'll go. All right. I have Tom Brady winning. Because Tom Brady in the playoffs is different than regular season Tom Brady. Always have been. Always will. To make this short so we can get going, I have 32-30 Buck.
Um, I also have the Buccaneers. I have the Buccaneers winning. What did I say earlier? I said 30-28. I think I said earlier in my video. But yeah, I have the Buccaneers winning. I mean, Antonio Brown's getting fit into this offense correctly. Tom Brady in the playoffs is the greatest quarterback ever. That's not a secret. And no matter what defense he's played against, Tom Brady's been great against in the playoffs. And I think Drew Brees is obvious decline in him, and I have the Buccaneers winning this game.
All right.
All right.
We go to the next game. We got
That's all I
the
think.
last game. Oh, we already said Ravens Bills, right? No, we didn't.
Wait.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Ravens.
I thought we
That's
did.
the last game.
Wait.
No, we didn't. No, we started off.
I know we were in the Packer game for
Ravens
long.
Bills.
Mm-hmm.
The Bills, the most completed team. They beat a great defense in the Colts. Well, it reminds you
Mm-hmm.
that great defense right there. The Ravens, they defeated Derrick Henry with they had an okay defense. The Ravens did coming into that game. They showed that they could stop Derrick Henry. But could they stop Josh Allen? Could they
That's
stop
a different story.
this great offense with Diggs? And I say yes. I say the Ravens win 26-25.
All right.
And I say they're gonna score the game-winning touchdown. Justin Tucker's gonna kick the game-winning extra point. 26-25 is the final score. I want the Bills to win, but it's gonna be the Ravens heading on to the conference finals against the Kansas City Chiefs.
All
I
right.
agree with you
All right.
right there.
Mm.
I have the Ravens winning 31-28, and the reason why I have them winning is because yes, Josh Allen beat the Colts, but I'm looking at the Bills' defense in this game, and they almost let Phillip Rivers come back and win. And Lamar Jackson's a way better quarterback at this point in his career than Phillip Rivers. Also, I trust the Ravens' weapons better than the Colts' weapons. I trust Marquise Brown, J.K. Dobbins, Mark Andrews over Jack Doyle, Trey Burton. And don't get me wrong, Jonathan Taylor's good, but I just trust this Ravens offense better. And then the defense for the Ravens it just speaks for itself. Marion Humphrey's a top 5 corner this year. Marcus Peters had an interception last week to seal things. And then they have a great D line. Have the Ravens winning this one, 31-28. And a great matchup, the best playoff game this week, in my opinion.
Second best in my opinion. I think Green Bay is better because of the two number one ranked teams. Like ball going against each other. But I actually had the Bills here. This is a different type of team that the Ravens are going to be facing than they did against the Titans. The Titans were mainly a run team.
Mm-hmm.
And I it's hard to see anyone, in my opinion, right now slowing down Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, and even Cole Beasley's been getting involved and doing good. Yes, they did lose Zach Moss. That's a huge loss for them. But with the signing of Telvin Coleman, I think it is. No, Devontae Freeman. Devontae Freeman. I get those two mixed up all the time from Atlanta.
They played with Atlanta, yeah.
With that signing, I think that's a good replacement for them, and I think he is supposed to get limited snaps, right, MG? I know you've been up to date with that.
Devontae Freeman, he was on the practice squad. I don't know if he got activated yet.
All right, but I think he will. I think he will get the snaps, and I think they will pull out.
Okay.
But okay. So you say the defense, right? For the let me get closer to my mic. You say
I said the defense for the Bills and the Ravens.
Someone was saying
MG was.
Yeah, you were saying that. Who's gonna stop? And I think, be Christian, you said that the Bills are gonna win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's gonna stop that three-headed raven they got back there with with Dobbins, Lamar Jackson, and who I forget who's the other cat.
Gus Edwards.
Gus
Coach
Edwards.
Edwards.
I hate myself for forgetting Gus Edwards. Who's gonna stop that three-headed monster? And
To be honest,
with that great tight end they have right there too, Willie
Mark
Snead,
Andrews.
Mark
Yep.
Andrews. Who's gonna stop that?
to be honest,
Who's
I think this game is it's going to be an offensive battle. Actually,
then?
I don't
Yeah.
trust the Bills' defense, but I think I just think the Bills are going to get the last laugh. Basically, yes,
I
the
said,
Ravens may
man.
running,
But
but
the Ravens
it's
defense.
going to come down.
But the Ravens defense is good, is okay. All it has to do is be okay, and it's better than the Bills defense, and that's a fact.
But the Bills too, if you look, they embarrassed a Miami's defense, which looked good. Like they embarrassed them twice. They beat them twice.
That's
Like a Miami's defense, which is not bad. Like a defense that is, in my opinion, just as good as the Ravens. And if they could embarrass a Miami's defense like that, I think they could easily do that to the Ravens, though.
Yeah, they did have a great game versus Miami defense. Wow.
They did 56 to
56
26.
points. Yeah, Josh Allen
And-
had 124 yards, 3 touchdowns.
And if the Bills defense can hold them just one possession and they can score in two, the Ravens are going to have to pass. And I think the Ravens' strong suit is running, not passing.
And you also got to look at this, be Christian. The Bills defense is ranked 18th against the run. No, 17th.
Yeah.
17th against the run.
17.
Ravens defense against the run ranked 8th against the pass. The Bills defense is ranked 22nd. You hear that,
There
right?
you go.
The Ravens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
The Ravens hold the list.
but like
Where were the
besides
Ravens?
Mark Andrew and Marquise Brown, who else do they have? Because they could put Tre'Davious White on Marquise Brown.
Willie Snead isn't. I feel like Willie Snead doesn't get the hasn't done anything tremendous.
Yeah.
But Willie Snead doesn't get talked about enough, and I think Willie Snead is an okay. Oh, actually,
I think so too. I agree.
But-
I think though that Marquise Brown is going to get some attention. Have Tre'Davious White on him, but you forget they could have Josh Norman and have two of the best safeties, in my opinion. Like two top safeties. I'm not saying best. I changed my mind. It's two top, and Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer.
Jordan Poyer.
But you could be right. How it could be how do you say it, an offensive battle, because the Ravens pass defense, it's ranked 27th.
Yeah,
So
like that defense is not going to be able to stop that offense, in my opinion. And I think, and wasn't Miami's
Actually,
pass defense ranked way better than the Ravens?
the Ravens. Yes,
actually,
I believe so.
I'm sorry, I chose. I was looking at the wrong one. Bills defense against the pass is ranked 18th. Ravens defense against the pass is ranked 6th.
Six.
Oh, never mind.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, because I'd imagine they'd be up there because they have Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters.
Yeah.
And Clark in the secondary.
All right, so
Ranks-
the teams that have the notable receivers, Titans, of course, but that's the Henry show, which they barely beat. They lost to the Steelers wide core. They barely beat the Browns.
Browns have a great wide receiving core.
I know, I'm just saying that. I'm just telling you the team. They beat the Cowboys wide core. They lost in overtime in the regular season to the Titans. But that was Derrick Henry that game.
Yeah, they didn't lose.
They did lose to the Patriots.
But you gotta look at that. They were missing a lot of players on that offense.
Yeah. I know. I'm talking defensive wise.
Defensive wise too. They were
Defensive-wise-
missing a lot of players due to COVID.
I don't-
Wait,
They
we're talking
lost
about the
to-
Ravens pass defense, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're talking about the run defense. Okay, if we're talking about the pass defense, why are you bringing up 2 games they lost because of the run?
I
That doesn't
know.
make sense.
Wait, what 2 games?
So, the 2 games was the Patriots they lost because of the run, and the Titans they lost because of the
No,
run.
I brought up the Browns.
Defense.
Browns and Steelers. I did. I brought up the Browns and Steelers.
We all know the Steelers are frauds. They almost lost with what's his name? They made a song about him. What's his
Trace
name?
McSorley,
Trace McSorley.
my favorite college quarterback ever.
Yeah, MG's favorite. I hate him. We don't have to get into that.
And you
That
also
memory.
got to look at this too. The Rams. I
Oh,
mean
I
the Ravens defense against the run is ranked 8th.
and
Yep.
I have another game I want to mention. The Ravens almost. This was back when their offense was averaging top points. Defense was averaging top points, except for the Chiefs.
Last
Gotta
year,
give credit to the Chiefs. No, this year they almost. I remember watching this game on fantasy because I had the Ravens defense. They had 20 points against the Eagles at halftime, but they almost allowed Carson Wentz and his wideout court to come back. And I know for sure a fact that did not involve Sanders because they were behind. And that's
Miles
what
Sanders that game
had.
had an 80-yard run, but he fumbled.
Well, was that in the first half or?
Yeah, it was in. Wait, what was that run? Was at the end of the first half or second? I know he had a big run though. He had a big run. That was our first score of the game, actually.
Yeah, but alright, the rest were you passing?
Yeah, Carson Wentz did the rest.
All right, let me look at this for Wentz. Carson
you gotta look.
Wentz had a 213 yards for 2 touchdowns, 21 for 40.
No picks that game.
No picks. And I'm telling you, if Wentz got over 200 yards on them with 2 touchdowns, something makes me. Oh, Miles Sanders did not score a touchdown. Wentz scored the rushing.
No, he didn't score a touchdown. He fumbled it, and Arcega-Whiteside picked it up.
Yeah.
But
but they gave a rushing touchdown to Wentz. But I want to say this. Yeah, they did. If Wentz did that against the Ravens team, what won't tell you a way better quarterback in Josh Allen and a way better wideout core with John Brown, who is being slept on this year, and Cole Beasley and Stephon Diggs cannot do better than the Eagles did against this like this defense back when the defense was doing good.
Actually,
because they did not start falling until after the Eagles.
Actually, you're wrong there because of the teams they played before that. They played one of the worst teams. They played the Browns in the beginning, who came off a slow start. Then they played the Texans. Then they got their asses beat by the Chiefs. That's when the wake-up call happened. That's when they started, like, everybody knew, oh, they ain't going to do shit this season. So you're wrong there already. And the Ravens...
But, like,
the Ravens defense, like, shut the fuck up, B. Stop cutting me off. Remember that? They didn't start picking it up till the second half of the season. Like most teams, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Most teams just start picking it up the second half of the season. But after Lamar Jackson took that fat shit, the defense has been stepping up. No, like deadass. No,
I know. It's just funny when you said it.
But the defense has been stepping up, and it's literally it could be arguably the defense could win this the game. And look at what they did against Derrick Henry last week.
Derrick Henry's been shut down out of the last 3 weeks.
And
except for against Houston.
What makes you think they're not going to? Again, they don't have a running game. What makes you think they can't? Not a one-dimensional offense necessarily, but a team that mainly focuses on the pass. What makes you think they won't be able to just attack the pass? They're ranked 8th. No, my bad. I'm sorry. They're ranked
6th against the pass.
6th against the pass.
The Ravens D, right?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Tell me that, B.
But all right, I think. But you gotta remember, this Bills team is a gunslinging team.
Do you
Their quarterback is the next gunslinger, though.
Do you not know who?
And gunslingers can embarrass top-ranked offenses. Brett Favre's done it many times.
Yeah, but
they also
I'm naming one of the best gunslingers.
Yeah, but
they also throw hundreds of interceptions against top offenses.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Yeah, exactly. Gunslingers also could lose games badly.
Yeah,
because of the arm that they have, they use the arm too much. I just think that the Bills are getting a little overhyped because they beat the Colts. And if you let a 38-year-old Phillip Rivers almost come back and win the game, what makes me think that Lamar Jackson can't do better than what Phillip Rivers did? I have a question. What makes you think? You said the Bills' defense let Michael Pittman torch them, and I like Michael Pittman. But
I do too.
Hollywood Brown and Willie Snead are more experienced than Michael Pittman.
They are.
What makes you think that they can't do better than what Michael Pittman did? The
Well,
Ravens have a better rushing attack than the Colts. What makes you think the Ravens can't have a better run game than the Colts next week, or this Sunday, or whatever they play? Like, what makes you think the Ravens can't do better than the Colts? And remember,
mhm.
the Bills only won by 3. So the Bills
Yeah.
only won by 3 against a washed up Phillip Rivers and a washed up T.Y. Hilton and that offense. I think the Ravens, they're young, they're better than the
Mhm.
Colts, and that they'll be able to beat the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, and
The
also the
mhm.
Ravens are ranked second on allowing points, only allowing 18.9 points a game.
Mm.
And if I remember correctly, one of the key reasons why the Colts were in that game was because of Taylor, right?
Well, Taylor, Himes, Michael Pittman had a good game. Phillip
Mm-hmm.
Rivers had some good passes. It was a collective effort by the Colts offense.
All right. So mainly the run game and Pittman.
Mm-hmm. So
All
it
right.
was the run game, and some Michael Pittman had so many good plays.
Like Trop said last week in that last week's episode, he mentioned that if the Bills get eliminated, it's gonna be the defense.
And that's what I'm saying. The Ravens offense, man.
That's what me and MG
He's
have been saying
right.
the whole time.
He's right. I have a question. You're right. I agree with you there. But it's seeing how Allen's been playing lately, like out of
Mm-hmm.
his mind. Like he in the first half of the season, he wasn't even considered for the MVP. And the second half, he just jumped in. No one
I think
expected
second
that.
half of
Wait,
the season is
what
I
are you
think the
talking?
first half of the season is a curse for everyone because I feel like a lot of times throughout this episode you've brought up like how the first half people were playing bad and second half people were playing good.
But
But
what's
we'll see.
We
Only
will
only
see.
time to tell.
who then?
We'll see tomorrow.
Who do you have then, Peterson? I mean,
I
Bills.
I
What's the
You
score
picked
for
the
you? What's
Bills.
the score for you?
I picked the Bills.
What's the
I
score?
picked score. I say it's gonna be a close game. 32. Not 32. I'm going different. I want to do. All right, I got it. I'm going 45-44 Bills.
Holy. You think it's
I
gonna be
think it's going to be.
one of the best playoff games ever?
All right, I'm gonna say this right now. Lamar Jackson gonna have 2 rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown and 1 fumble, and he's gonna pass for over 250 yards and have at least 100 yards on the ground, and he's gonna win 28-17 final score.
All right,
I'm
I agree
going
with you
with
on everything
30.
except for the win.
I'm going with 30-28, 31-28 Ravens.
Another close one.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is the best
Anyways,
playoff
I
game.
think we have some good ass games coming up though, and I'm excited to
I
watch.
do too.
Well, everybody, I appreciate you if you're still here. I don't think
Yes,
anyone.
sir.
If you are, we love you, no homo,
Let's yeah.
and if you're a female,
Let's
text me. And but if you're B Christian's
no text
sister,
me.
Don't
no.
text me because I'm looking at a girl right now that I might like.
All right, but if you're
Mm.
Kate, don't text me. I'll block you.
That's
And I am your host Isaiah, and I'm signing out here. Thank you guys so much. This is episode 26 once again. Great episode. A lot of talking. A lot of B Christian being a little bitch. Thank you guys so much, and I appreciate it.
Nah. I'm your co-host B Christensen signing out. Don't forget, you guys go check out all of our YouTube channels. Link will be in the description. Go check out MG Naz, Isaiah Faithful, and B Sports Talk. And I'm about to go listen to the best rap song ever.
All right, yo, what's good? It's your boy MG Nas, the greatest YouTuber, a part of the greatest podcast. You already know how that goes. Make sure y'all keep watching, listening, subscribing, and if you don't subscribe to the channel, you think that Andy Dalton's the greatest quarterback of all time. So you better subscribe.
We're forgetting one thing.
What?
Trivia.
Yes, B. Christensen. You forgot. Okay, so this is this week's trivia, and I have the question ready. So thanks for reminding me.
Got you.
What quarterback in the NFL has thrown for 4,000 yards without a receiver reaching over 500 yards?
Oh shit.
One hint. He is currently playing in the NFL right now.
Tom Brady.
Nope. I'll
Damn.
say the question again. This quarterback has
I have one more
he threw
guess.
for 4,000 yards without having a 500-yard
Wait.
receiver.
Wait. I think I got it, but I'm going to let Isaiah go.
Oh, wait. I want to hit.
Isaiah?
Is he a backup quarterback right now?
Is he a backup? Maybe.
Oh, then it's
Isaiah.
It's Nick
Go ahead.
Foles.
Nope.
Fuck.
Is it Derek Dimes?
No, it's not Derek Carr.
Damn it! I thought maybe this year because I know
Sorry,
his receivers weren't that good.
Yeah, I give up. Who is it?
Danny Dimes.
Carson Wentz.
Oh, of course it's
No
Carson
one cares-
Wentz.
No one cares about that bum.
Yeah, no one cares
That's
about
why
that
when
bum.
but when I asked the backup, when you asked backup, I kind of froze for a second because I didn't know how to answer it.
He is.
He said current backup. He is. He should have said
And
yes.
I say yeah, maybe. I guess you can say. And then you said
I don't
Nick
think he
Foles.
would have.
Yo, when you said
Dude,
Nick
you would have said
Foles,
yes. I would have said Carson.
All right. Well,
when you said Nick, I thought B. Christian was gonna say Carson Wentz after Isaiah said Nick Foles.
well, guys. Thank you guys again so much.
I was thinking Derek Dimes because of you.
for showing up to today's podcast. I appreciate both of you, and like always, fuck off, stay calm, and make sure to drink your juice because if you don't, I'm gonna shit in your sink. Goodbye.